And good evening and welcome to Mancuso Field at Viking Stadium on the campus of Princeton High School, as ICRC TV Sports is proud to present the Ohio State Soccer Semi-Championship game against the #1 team in the state, the Madeira Amazons, as they play the #2 ranked team in the state, the Indian Hill Braves. My name is Rob Roberts. The man to my left not only is bringing you the color tonight, but he's also the SID for the Cincinnati Hills League. His name is Bill Bretz. And Bill, not often do you get in the semifinal match the top 2 teams in the state, but also conference rivals that are unbeaten that played a 1-1 tie earlier this season.
That's true. They did, Rob, and you know, both teams are on a roll coming into this tournament right now. If you look at it, Indian Hill, their last 11 games, they've only given up 1 goal. As far as Madeira goes, in their regional finals, they scored almost an unprecedented 8 goals against Northwestern to get into this game. This is the 3rd time for both of these teams to be in the state semifinals. It's the 3rd time in 4 years for Madeira. And talking to the coach Dan Brady of Madeira, their senior class has 74 wins, including 3 CHL championships, 3 district championships, 3 regional championships. So this is a team that has experience and has been to this level. So they look to be a slight favorite, you might say, in it. We're going to do our national anthem right now, so we'll be back in a second here. We'll continue on, Rob, with this. As I said, Madeira comes in 19-0-3 in the season. Indian Hill, on the other hand, 18-0-3. They have set records this season for most wins, most goals scored, most goals, fewest goals given up, only 5 all season. So they are a team that they have been to the state runner-up a couple of times, back 2003, 2004. Matter of fact, yeah, they were state runner-ups. So even though this particular group doesn't have the experience with it, the schools had experience. These 2 teams met last year in the regional semifinals, and Madeira winning that game and going on. Interesting little fact here, and I'll have little tidbits here tonight. Wyoming went to the state Final 4 last year from the CHL, and Madeira did it in 2007-2008. So the CHL is guaranteed a 4th year in a row a team in the state championship, and that shows you how tough soccer is in this league.
We talk about the goals against. Talk about the matchup between Katie Marksberry and Caitlin McCullough from Madeira in between the pipes.
2 of the best goalkeepers in Cincinnati, without a doubt. Marksberry, 17 shutouts. McCullough, 14 shutouts. McCullough's only given up 9 goals all season. 2 of them were in the regional final games. Only time all season she's given up 2 goals. 2 of the best in the city.
Let's talk about Elizabeth Slattery, Kayla Flaska for Indian Hill.
Yeah, they're the top goal scorers, 2 of the top in the city. Both of them have 18 goals in the season, and they're going to be something really something to deal with. And we get started here.
Quickly dumped in by the Braves along the near side. That's going to be a free kick coming right back from here. We're underway here on a beautiful November evening.
Boy, you couldn't pick a nicer evening for any kind of sporting event here. So
lower 70s today. Not seasonally warm, but makes for a great playing field, a great atmosphere. The deer traveled very well, and as we can see from our booth, The line, if you're familiar here with Princeton, is still wrapped around to the highway
Yeah.
in the stadium for this epic battle between number 1 versus number 2. As you see the scrum, as Madeira finally gains possession through the neutral zone. Has finally played it in. Was 12 Casey Menard. Or sorry, 12 Alex Hartz. As you finally see Indian Hill with it, Ballish. Number 7, playing good and go along the far side. Kicked out of bounds there by Brendan. That's going to go right back to Madeira. And this is what we talked to Coach Brady about at the top, the first 10-15 minutes. Possibly going to be a feeling out process.
Right. And the thing about it is, these girls, you know, being in 2 school districts are right next to each other. They play club soccer together. Matter of fact, Coach Brady was saying that Katie Marksberry is his goalkeeper in club soccer. So, you know, there is no doubt that these girls are very familiar with each other.
Alaska doing a good job to keep it in. We're going to get a throw in here on the near side as they look to get the first opportunity of the night, as we're just 2 minutes into the state semifinal game between number 1 versus number 2. Throwing it in for the Braves, Jeanette Jenkinson, number 5. She quickly throws it into Flasco. Flasco trying to hold it in the zone as it goes off. 36, Case Neiman. Actually, now they're going to say is off the Braves, and it's going to be a free kick from Madeira as they quickly get it right back out of their zone.
You know, another thing, Rob, is you look at Madeira, Katie Landgreen and Casey Menard are the top scorers for their team. And Landgreen was out for a couple of games in the last week or so. And one of the things about it is on this Madeira team, some of the other players have really stepped it up. And one in particular, Morgan Caesar. Caesar only had a few goals during the season. I think about 1 or 2 goals during the season. She has the most goals for Madeira in the postseason. So it shows you the depth of this team.
Neiman's going to throw it in along the near side for the Amazons. Quickly headed back is Menard. Trying to hold it in there with Richardson as it comes right back out. Madeira trying to hold it in. Trying to kick it out of the zone is Flasco. I'm going to get a quick whistle. It's going to be a free kick for the Braves. Has taken that will be number 4, Maddie Slattery. As each team still in that feeling out process, we're 3 minutes in here from Princeton. As we get another whistle.
And our center official tonight is Russ Annis. Steve Freckling and Steve Stollers are your side judges tonight.
Free kick's going to be taken number 4, Maddie Slattery.
And here's Slattery's name a couple of times tonight. Her sister Elizabeth is also on this team.
Maddie puts her right foot into this one, but easy save there from McCullough as McCullough quickly runs it out as she will put her right foot into this one and keep the play going away. A high, short kick. Played from the header back out to Slattery along the near side. In a battle with it, number 9 Gloucester for Indian Hill as Madeira quickly turns it right back around as Glass has it on the near side, puts her left foot into it as she looks for the streaking Menard down along the near side. She puts her left foot into it. Nice backside defense there by Indian Hill. We get a trip up. Ball takes a nice Indian Hill bounce, but right back out. No call. I think it looks like they're going to let him play here early.
I guess they are. I tell you, the Madeira people wanted that one to be called down there, but they didn't get it.
Especially right in front of the Madeira bench as it's quickly headed in by Madeira. As Richardson tried to keep it in. Finally, Indian Hill. But right back comes Neiman from Madeira. Now also jumping in on the fray is Glass. Quickly punched right back in by Ramey. And that's going to go out. It's going to be a throw-in for Indian Hill along the near side. Number 5, Jeanette Jenkinson. Jenkinson quickly gets it out to Slattery of the Liz variety as she has it taken away, but right back comes Indian Hill. They look for the first quality scoring chance of the night, and not getting very much on it is Tyler Jackson as Caitlin McCullough scoops that one up harmlessly. We played 5 minutes and 15 seconds, still waiting for our first real scoring chance of the night.
Yeah, and this kind of going to show to be a low-scoring game tonight if everything keeps the way it is. As I said, Indian Hill has not allowed a goal in postseason.
Nice ball handling skills, as you see there, 15, Jessica Glass, as she brings the Madeira faithful to their feet. Give and chase along the near side, trying to hold it in. Landry able to do so, but nobody was home, and quickly back out comes Indian Hill. On the move with it is Liz Slattery. She gets it out to center, over to Rachel Ballish. Along the far side, she gets it out to Brenda Moore. Brenda Moore trying to get something started for the Braves. She switches over to her right foot. Quickly in. Leaves it there for Flasca. Flasca playing the give and go. But nicely cleared out there by Leah Ramming, 21, the senior captain. And right back comes Madeira, but good back defense by Indian Hill. Good turnout by the Madeira faithful here tonight. Indian Hill as well. And still have a back jam. People trying to get in, which is good to see, as it's quickly turned right back over. Was Neiman trying to hold it into the zone for Madeira. Puts the moves on, quickly gets around Jenkinson. Pushed off of it with Slattery, but Madeira almost had it. Finally taken away, kicked out by Slattery. Back comes Madeira as they kick it right back to McCullough. She puts her right foot into it, and it's going to go out. And it's going to be a throw-in along the side for the Braves. Good action back and forth here early as we played 7 minutes.
Yeah, and you were talking about good turnout. Good turnout of students, too. Student body has really supported both of these teams here tonight, as they have done all season. And the winner will play the Shaker Heights, Hathaway Brown, Mansfield, Ontario game, or winner, and that game is being played at Revere, Ohio, near Akron tonight. We hope to have some updates on that game.
Of course, this game was rescheduled to be played here. Of course, this game is supposed to be played really out of reach for both teams.
Well, it was scheduled at Clayton Northmont High School, which really didn't make any sense, but you know, the state schedules those things ahead of time, but fortunately they're flexible enough. And really like to thank Scott Kaufman and the crew here at Princeton kind of stepping in here and making it easy for these two schools. They didn't have to travel that far here tonight. So,
as Liz Slattery kicks it out of bounds, especially on a school night.
Yeah, and we have an Indian Hill player hurt down here, holding the shoulder. Or Madeira player, I'm sorry. Cannot see the number right now, Rob.
Hopefully it's nothing more than just a stinger, as it appears to be 11. Casey Minnie.
Casey's second leading scorer on the team.
Actually, sorry, 33, Leah Raymond.
Leah Raymond, okay. Raymond is taken by the trainer over here. So we'll see if she will see any action anymore here.
Quickly thrown in by Neiman as Madeira trying to get something going. It's going to be a throw-in for the Braves on the side. Now they're going to say it's going to be a throw-in for the Amazons, as Neiman's going to go right back to it as she quickly throws it in. As Neiman puts her head into it, leaves it there for Jessica Glass. Glass in the fray along with Neiman. Glass, and this time it's going to be kicked out. And it's going to go stay with the Amazons along the near side. Actually, they're going to give it to the Braves.
Yeah.
His flag was pointing toward the Madeira side, as you see. Flasca dumping in, and right back comes Madeira. Looked like she was looking for a streak in Gloucester, but Gloucester put the brakes on. A little miscommunication with Ballish, and they might have had the first chance of the night. Instead, McCullough scoops it up, and they're still scoreless, waiting for our first official shot on that.
Actually, these teams did play to a 0-0 tie earlier this season, and one of the only 3 ties that they have, I think. I'm sorry, you were correct. 1-1. I'm sorry.
Which is surprising.
Yes,
they don't give up goals.
No, neither one of them.
Like you see along the near side with it now is Richardson. Richardson splits the Brave defense. She's got a streak along the far side. That's Landgrebe, but quickly comes out of the pipes, does. Marksberry, along with the defense, stay able to clear it. First chance of the night goes to the way of the Amazons, as they quickly take the ball right back away. Now with it is Morgan Caesar, the senior.
Landgrave had 3 goals in the regional final against Northwestern.
And right back come the Braves. Nice slide out save there by McCullough. Indian Hill had a streaker, and Taylor Jackson, the sophomore striker. But McCullough comes, slides out, plays big, puts the right foot in this one to keep this game scoreless 10 minutes in.
McCullough's been busy down there right now. On the other hand, Katie Marksberry been pretty quiet up her end.
Minyard with the collision with Slattery, and it's going to be a free kick. Going to be taken by 15, Jessica Glass, the senior. And she puts her left foot into it, trying to center it up, and Indian Hill right there to quickly clear to Slattery. She puts her left foot into it. Now with it, Boyce. Boyce plays it back for Jackson. Neiman. As her and Glass go back and forth. Nice move there by Glass, not once but twice, as she puts her left foot into it. Now giving chase. Finally getting to it is Minyard, and she's able to do so. She puts her left foot into it, and quickly comes out Marksberry to scoop it up.
I think
to put it into any chance on that one.
I think that's Marksberry's first touch tonight, so.
Low line driver as it quickly plays off the head of Ballish. As Liz Slattery now pushes it up for the Braves as she plays give and go. They got a chance. Ball still loose. Now comes out to play it is Gloucester, number 9. She puts the break on, but nice defense by Madeira as Jenkinson played it back in. Quick shot in, just wide out of the reach of McCullough. We stay scoreless 12 minutes in.
That's about, if my math is right now, Rob, it's about 4 shots on goal.
You're going to see the replay here. It looked like it was going to be a harmless shot. And then all of a sudden, it was within a few inches of having a 1-0 game as McCullough had to sprawl out of the net.
That was her best save so far tonight. But she's had, I think, 4. I think Indian Hill has had 4 shots on goal now in this game in first 12 minutes.
McCullough with her right foot, low line drive, played off the head of the Indian Hill Liz Slattery as Jackson plays it back for Indian Hill as they try to get something going. As moments ago, a harmless shot, a lot closer than McCullough and company liked, as Indian Hill keeps it right back into the Madeira end. Played off the head of Flaska. Flaska plays it over to Jackson. Jackson trying to keep it in for the Braves. Madeira jumping back in on the fray with Caesar. As Indian Hill dumps it right back in as Glass puts her right foot into it. She attempts to clear as the ball bounces away from Jackson, remaining scoreless. 27:30 remaining here in the opening half of the Ohio State semifinal championship game here on ICRC TV. Right back come the Braves. Good opportunity here for Flaska. Flaska puts the break on that. She's going to put her left foot into it, but it's blocked and finally kicked out by Madeira. Slattery holds it in. Kicked back in by Jenkinson as McCullough comes over and scoops it up. Indian Hills has some chances, but Madeira's defense has been standing tall, not letting the ball get through to McCullough for the most part.
We talked, Rob, about the first 15 minutes or so about the teams kind of feeling each other out, but I think so far in this first 13 minutes here, Indian Hill seems to be much more aggressive right now out on the field than Madeira is. So Madeira not getting the breaks so far.
But they play it out. Madeira's trying to get it up, and holding it is Liz Slattery. She plays it over along the far side to Maddie Palmer. Palmer dumps it in, and it's going to be out. Free kick, Madeira. Lining it up is McCullough on the right side of the box. 26:15 remaining here in the opening period. The action's picked up as has the pace here. As we now reach 14 minutes on a low line drive with the right foot of McCullough. Played in by Indian Hill. Along the far side with it is Jackson. Jackson dumps it in. Give and chase is Liz Slattery. Puts on ball still loose in the box. Madeira's trying to clear it, finally able to do so, but there's Jackson for Indian Hill. She puts her right foot into it, but it's going to be off the backside of Glass. Finally played out, and right back comes the Amazons, but Indian Hills quickly turns it right back over as Brendan Moore tries to hold it in for the Braves. She tips her left foot into it. Give and chase for Madeira is Casey Minyard, number 12, as she plays it out. It's going to be a throw along the side for Indian Hill. Taylor Jackson, the sophomore striker, she quickly plays it in to number 8, Maddie Palmer. Palmer back over to Jackson. She puts her right foot in and she tries to center it up off the head of Gloucester as it bounces harmlessly away. McCullough picks it up and remains scoreless.
These two teams in the last 4 years, Madeira has won 4 of the times they have played. They have tied twice. 2 of those times were in postseason. As we mentioned, they played in the regional semifinals last year. So last time Indian Hill beat Madeira was back in 2006. They beat them 5-2.
Right back comes Jackson and Indian Hill along the far side as Hartz gives chase. Jackson quickly centers it up. Quick shot in. Blocked by 14, Rachel Self. And it's cleared out again. Indian Hill has some chances as Brendan Moore holds it up along the far side. First good quality scoring chance of the night goes Indian Hill's way, but Madeira stands tall. Quickly played right back in. Off the head. Quick shot in, but it's going to go harmlessly into the arms of McCullough as Liz Slater was unable to get much on that shot as we remain scoreless. 24-18 remaining here in the opening half, but Indian Hill has definitely put the pressure on Madeira's end the last 3 or 4 minutes.
They definitely have.
Madeira trying to flip the field back over. Now with it is Ashley Huon. Plays it back over to Minard. Minard's got a streaking Glass. Glass puts her left foot into it, but it's going to go wide as Brendan Moore plays it out along the far side, and it's going to go out, and it's going to be a throw in for the Amazon as number 4, Kristen Richardson, checks in to the Amazon lineup.
She was looking for Katie Landry. She was right in front of the goal and just barely missed her. That would have probably been a goal for the Amazons.
She was trying to center it up, but unable to do so as the Madeira faithful, they brought the student section with them as they continue to make noise in that end. As they try to get to Marksberry, the goaltender. Throw in for Madeira on the side, looking for Glass. Glass. Still within the box, puts the brakes on. Another nice move. Another nice move. She has it poked away, but still with it. She uses her left foot. It's headed in. Oh, she had Ashley Huon along the side, but Marksberry comes out. You're going to see the replay here, and it was almost a 1-0 game.
Yeah, good save.
Good save by Marksberry off the header, especially with Ashland crashing in the net. Quickly played in by Glass, but right back over to Indian Hill, and it's going to go out, but it's going to stay Amazon to throw in on the side with Neiman. Quickly played in by Minyard. Held in by Glass. Glass puts her left foot in. Trying to set it up instead she gets pushed off, but able to hold it. Let's see what the decision is. It's going to stay with Madeira on the throw on the side for Neiman as Glass had it kicked away from her along the near side. Neiman throws it in. Over to Glass. Glass puts her left foot into it, but nicely out of the box by Indian Hill as they avoided another rush opportunity in the box as Liz Slattery leaves it down for Boyce, who quickly plays it down to Jenkinson, who dumps it in, but Madeira's back, so they played off the right foot, but right there is Karen Bernstein, and she's going to put her left foot in, try to get a shot off, unable to do so. Indian Hill trying to hold it in, finally able to do so. It's kicked away. Bernstein with it again, tries to play it in for Plunkett. Plunkett in a battle with Ashley Huon, and it's going to stay with Indian Hill on the throw-in for Susan Plunkett.
Last series, good defense by Kerry Russell of the Amazons.
Plunkett on the throw-in, trying to get into the box of Liz Slattery. As Slattery tried to set up Maddie Palmer, but unable to do so. Play along the near side to Jenkinson. Jenkinson throws it into the box, had it in, trying to keep it in is Indian Hill. Headed right back in by Plunkett. Madeira trying to clear it, unable to do so. Right there is Catherine Boyce as she quickly turns it right back over to Minyard. Minyard plays along the near side. Huon trying to give chase, unable to do so, but right there's Minyard to hold it in for Madeira. Tries to hit a streaking Richardson, but unable to do so. Right back comes Slattery of the Maddie variety as she clears it out for the Braves as it gets along the far side to Maddie Palmer. And Palmer's trying to get the rush going for Indian Hill. She plays it there for Liz Slattery. Slattery at the top of the box. Plays it back out to Boyce as Boyce dumps it in, but McCullough's there to scoop it up for Madeira. We played 20 minutes, still no score.
You know, in a game like this, one score could be it. I mean, and so it is so critical. That really puts a lot of pressure on both these goalkeepers, but they're used to it. Both of them are veteran goalkeepers.
Good battle on the near side by Ramey and Plunkett as it's going to go out to Madeira as Neiman will throw it in on the side. 20 minutes, 10 seconds into the first half of a scoreless tie between number 1 Madeira, number 2 Indian Hill. We go back to what we said off the top. Not only do you get the top 2 teams on one side of the bracket, but you get conference rivals who are unbeaten compared to a tie this year. Something special here tonight at Princeton.
You only hope, Rob, that the brackets would have been a little bit different. Both these teams be meeting in the championship.
They had a streaking Cesar, but unable to get just out of reach, and now we're going to get a whistle. That whistle's going to go against number 5, Jeanette Jenkinson, the junior defender. And it's going to be on the side. But you see the replay come here. There's a little too much of the tripping action. And did they call a corner kick? Nope, they're going to call it a free kick. That free kick's going to be taken by Leah Ramey, the senior. She puts her right foot into it, trying to head it in, but nicely cleared out by Indian Hill. As they're able to clear the zone, looked like Madeira had a chance on the header, but give the defenders credit for the Braves. Played along by Plunkett, looking for a streaking Blasick, and unable to hit her. Quickly back with it is Hart for Madeira. Looked like Madeira had a good scoring chance there moments ago, but unable to get the header on it.
They did, and still, I think, as we've played now 22 minutes of this game, I still think Indian Hill is playing much more aggressively out here tonight in this opening half.
One thing we talked about was that experience of Madeira being here 3 straight times. How would that play in the early going? But after you get the first 10 minutes or so, it's just soccer as normal.
Right, exactly.
Throwing on the side for the Braves under 18 minutes to go here in a very entertaining but scoreless first half from Mancuso Field here at Viking Stadium and on the campus of Princeton High School. It's played out top to Boyce. Boyce has it taken away by Richardson. Richardson tries to clear it out, but it's right off of Boyce. Now Boyce jumps in, trying to hold it in for Indian Hill, but cleared off of back-to-back heads, including Allison Dickey, the freshman, out there for the Amazons. It goes just by Langrebe, and out to center. How about a freshman getting out there for Madeira?
And they've had a freshman starting there, I think, almost all season for them, too. Madeira has.
Cleared out by Miniard. Giving chase for Indian Hill, getting pushed off. It is Flasca. Nice play by Richardson on Madeira. And it's going to stay into Madeira on the throw-in will be Jenna Luthman, the junior defenseman.
Cass Neiman from Madeira has started all season for the Amazons.
Always good when you get freshmen, good quality state tournament action.
Absolutely, that's priceless.
Tried to get the header on it was Rachel Ballish, but unable to do so. But Indian Hill takes it right back with Maddie Palmer, and it's played along the near side. And it's going to be a throw-in for Neiman. And Madeira along the near side as well. There's 16 and a half to go. Neiman has it, puts her left foot into it, tries to center it up just out of the reach of Christian Richardson. But able to hold it in for a moment was Allison Dickey, as it's played by Indian Hill along the far side. That's going to be a throw-in along the far side for the Amazons.
Talking about the fresh experience, Rob, both of these teams are heavy in seniors. Going to lose some key people here. So it's very important that these underclassmen get the experience out here.
Well, the way these teams have been going, it's more of reloading than rebuilding for the last 10 years of both of these soccer programs. And it's going to be a throw-in in Madeira along the far side. Good scrap out there with number 11, Katie Flasca, the senior striker for Indian Hill. And the throw is going to come to Madeira's Jenna Luthman, the junior defenseman. As you see 11 and 12, check it out, it's Minyard and Hartz. This is senior and junior respectively as Madeira throws it in, 15-20 remaining. As he tried to hit glass just out of her reach. Trying to hold it in is Madeira, but unable to do so as Marksberry picks it up for the Braves. 15 minutes remaining. And she puts a nice high floating kick. That's going to travel about 55 yards. As Indian Hill is trying to hold the zone, able to do so with it is Liz Slattery. Liz puts the moves along the far side, trying to set up her teammates, able to get her right foot on it, trying to center it, but it's out of bounds. Kicked out of the way, off of Katie Landry, and it's going to be thrown on the side for Plunkett and the Braves. As we're going to see the stylish way of the throw-in as she did the last time.
Oh, yeah.
Nice throw.
I like
trying
that.
to set up the header. Quickly comes in. Good defense. Ball still loose. Ball still loose. Tried to clear it up by Neiman. Couldn't get that much on it. Ball still loose. Headed back out. Looked like Indian Hill had a chance. Just couldn't capitalize as Maddie Sattery plays along the far side to Brenda Moore. Indian Hill trying to push the tempo once again with Boyce. Boyce plays it in, but it's quickly cleared out by the Amazon. As we reach under 14 minutes here in the scoreless opening half. As Ballers plays it to the near side, left it there for Jenkinson. Played along the near side, drooped herself out as Plunkett. Right back comes Madeira. That's Glass with it. Glass definitely showing some nice ball skills. As she gets to streaking Palmer, Palmer might have a chance. She does catch up with it. She puts her left foot into it. It's going to hit the side of the net harmlessly. Looks like they had a chance, but just out of the reach of Palmer. As Marksberry steps, out of the reach of Cesar, as Marksberry scoops it up, as you see here.
She was just let her a bit too much down there. She didn't have enough real estate left right there, and she said hit the side of the goal.
Good scoring chance there by Cesar. Cesar, I don't even get anything on as Marksberry scooped it up. Right back comes Indian Hill with it. Alaska puts her left foot into it, trying to center it up. McCullough comes running out and able to get her paws on it. 12:50 remaining. Madeira keeps it scoreless. And Indian Hill on another one of those mini rushes.
They've had some opportunities down here, that's for sure. That's about 6 or 7 times here tonight that McCullough has touched that ball down there. So Indian Hill being very aggressive.
You see Jessica Glass with it along the near side. Oh, she puts the brakes on. Nice move as Plunkett goes falling down. Nice individual effort as it goes out. It's going to be a throw-in for Madeira as Neiman checks out of the lineup for Hartz. Hartz on the throw-in for the Amazon. We get a quick whistle as checking in to the Indian Hill lineup, number 9, Paige Glosser, goes sophomore, goes freshman striker. Throw-in is Hartz. Hartz getting it there to Landry. Landry sets it up. Quick one in. Looked like they had Glass streaking, but unable to hit her. Right back comes Indian Hills. They look to clear the zone and get a push going as we're under 12 minutes here in the opening half. And a scoreless state semifinal game between the top 2 teams in the state as number 1 Madeira plays number 2 Indian Hill here from Mancuso Field at Viking Stadium here on ICRC's coverage of the Ohio State soccer playoffs. And they're going to get a push off on Landry. It's going to go right back to Indian Hill. Looks like we see some more whistles here in the last few minutes, so a little bit more physical.
Yeah, it is. It's getting a little more physical, and I think Madeira is picking up the pace a little bit now. And maybe, like you said, they were kind of feeling them out here the first few minutes, and then now they're going to get down to business here.
Well, the longer the game goes, the more the intensity is going to pick up and that sense of urgency.
Right.
To get that goal, the longer this game goes scoreless, as Indian Hill comes right back with it was Liz Slattery.
We know we're going to guarantee to have no tie tonight. So there's going to be a winner here tonight.
Tries to play it out, gets it over to Richardson. Richardson has it taken away by Maddie Slattery. Right back over to Madeira. That was Hartz on the header. Right back comes Liz Slattery for Indian Hill as Jessica Glass jumps in, leaves it back, and once again only clears the Amazon. 10:30 remaining here in the scoreless half. Dumped in by Jeanette Jenkinson. As now they're still in that. Trying to hit Jackson along the far side. was Velasca. Jackson, nice slide taken away, and getting pushed over was Jenna Luthman, and it's going to be a free kick. And she's able to hold her ground. Maybe a little frustration there for Jackson and Indian Hill on that one.
You're talking about a lot of these players, especially soccer players, are cross-country runners too, which obviously is soccer players make good cross-country runners. Jen Luthman, actually one of the better cross-country runners in the Cincinnati Hills League.
Madeira with another chance as Landry has it along the far side. She puts her right foot into it, but it's going to get kicked out, and it's going to stay right over on that side for the Amazons. They look to put the first dent in the scoreboard. 9:30 remaining here in the opening half on ICRC's coverage of the Ohio State playoffs. You had to know when the brackets came out, you don't like to look ahead, but each of these teams were looking forward to knowing that they could meet in the semifinal.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And
our first corner of the night goes to the Amazon. Left foot. Tried to head it in, but nicely cleared out. Rachel Ballish, and right back comes Indian Hill. But quickly to throw it right back in is Luthman. Cleared out by Damermeyer. Right back in. Over to Ballish. Ballish in a battle with Ramey. Glass trying to gain control from Madeira, finally able to do so as she looks for her teammate, but unable to hook up with Minyard, the senior forward, and right back comes Indian Hills. We're at the 8.5 mark. Very quick moving first half here at Princeton.
yes. Waiting for that first score, and which will be a critical score in this game.
On the throw, and it was Hart for Madeira. As Slattery tries to clear it out for Indian Hill. Throwing along the near side for Indian Hill will be Jenkinson, a junior defender. As we're at 8 minutes to go here in the opening half. Another throwing along the near side for Jenkinson. Headed back out by Minyard. As Minyard puts her right foot into this one, she's got a streak in Landry. Landry trying to settle it down, looking for reinforcements. Now she's going to go for the chance. She puts her left foot into it, but did it go off the leg of Damermeyer? And it does, and it's going to go right back to the Amazon. And they're going to get another scoring chance here as we're at 7.5 and counting.
I think, Rob, you might call that senior experience. She knew what she was doing down there and did a good job of getting it off the Indian Hill defender. And now they have another opportunity to score.
Second corner in the last few minutes. Puts the right foot into it, trying to get the header, but Indian Hill stood tall again. Glass giving chase, leaves it back for Rusk. Rusk plays it in, but Marks Berry comes out of the net, plays it there, and we remain scoreless. 7 minutes to go. But now each team seems to get into as many rushes going back and forth. This time it was Madeira's chance, but unable to capitalize. Tried to hold it in, was Luthman, unable to do so as Indian Hill clears it out. Nice play in there by Madeira. As Glass now has it, Glass plays it in, and they're just going to let it roll back to Marksberry. Marksberry scoops it up for the Braves with 6.5 to go here in the scoreless first half from Princeton. Marksberry puts her right foot in, nice high floating kick, and it's going to take an Indian Hill bounce. Finally playing it is Liz Slattery. Slattery leaves it there for Flaska. Flaska back over to Slattery, the Liz variety. She plays it back to Flaska. Flaska centers it up for Gloucester. Gloucester trying to shake the defender, unable to do so. She plays it back for Jenkinson. Jenkinson dumps it in, looking for Jackson, but unable to hit her on the breakaway. Is quickly jumping in as Boyce for Indian Hill. She plays along the far side to Ballish. Ballish leaves it there for Brendamore, and Brendamore dumps it in. Out comes McCullough to clear it for Madeira. 5:50 remaining.
Okay, well, I tell you, McCullough has a verbal commitment to play at Purdue University. Landry has already committed to Northwestern University.
Both of those teams could use field goal kickers too on the football team.
I guess they could, but interesting if they both end up going there. They'll be rivals next year in the Big Ten.
Well, they've been rivals their whole life. Well, why not keep it that way?
Yeah, there you go. Well, they're teammates now, but they might be rivals next year, although McCullough is only a junior, so she has a verbal commitment, so it'll be a couple years before they'll see each other if that stays that way in the Big Ten.
The junior, Maddie Slattery, plays it along the near side to Jenkinson. Jenkinson leaves it there for Liz Slattery. Slattery plays it down to Jenkinson. Jenkinson with a collision with Hartz. They're going to let it go, and Hartz comes away with it, puts her right foot into it, trying to hit the streaking teammate, but unable to do so. Quickly dumped back in and headed out by Rachel Self. But Jackson has it for Indian Hill as she has it kicked away by Luthman. But Indian Hill still with a chance. Nice step up defense there by Rachel Self, the senior defenseman, to help clear. But right back comes Indian Hill. She has glass on her. Madeira tried to clear it, but unable to get anything on it. Quickly held in as they get it right back over to Liz Slater along the near side, trying to get a shot off. Good defense there by Madeira is Minyard. Minyard with a nice battle with Liz Slattery. Slattery gets knocked down, no call. Right back comes the Amazon with Luthman. Luthman has it taken away, but it still stays with it, trying to push Jenkinson off of it. We have a whistle, and it's going to be a free kick to the Braves along the near side, right in front of the Madeira faithful as we reach the 4-minute mark remaining here in the opening half.
You talk about Rachel Self, kind of a family tradition here being good at soccer. Her brother was on Madeira's 2 state championship teams a few years back, so she's trying to become the second member of the family to get to the state championship.
Maddie Slattery puts her right foot into it. She tries to get it on net. It's headed in.
Oh,
right at McCullough. They had her opportunity, did Liz Slattery and company, but McCullough came out, stood tall to keep this game scoreless. 3:30 remaining.
That's the best opportunity they've had so far tonight.
Quickly played right back into Indian Hill as it bounces off the head of Russ, the captain, along the far side to Jackson for Indian Hill. Jackson plays it down to Flaska. Flaska trying to set up a shot. Plays it right back out to Jackson. Tries to play it in for Flaska, but good defense by Madeira. Jackson right back with it along the far side. Trying to get something going. She puts her left foot into it. Nobody's home on the backside. Quickly trying to settle the ball down as Liz Slattery. She leaves it back out for Brenda Moore. Brenda Moore dumps it in. Trying to clear the zone. His Hart, she's able to do so. She gets along the near side to Cesar. Cesar dancing. Jukes out the first Braves defender. Able to get the pass. Able to hold it in. Nice play there by Landgrave. Landgrave puts it right back to the center, trying to center it up, but she gets it right back and she pops her left foot into this one. Glass had it bounce off her head. She didn't know where it was at. Out comes Marksberry with the sliding stop. As you see, good sportsmanship there. As you're going to see the replay here, almost a collision, but both players do a good job. Marksberry jumps out. Glass had the opportunity, but we remain scoreless. 2:13 remaining here in the opening half from Princeton.
Marksberry was deep in that goal and had to come out to get that save.
Nice play by Glass. She plays off the left foot. Streaking along the near side comes Cesar. She has it kicked away, but it's going to stay with the Amazon. Good hustle on both sides there. If you're Indian Hill here, you don't want to give up a late goal, especially with 1:50 to go here in the half. As the throw will be done by Hartz, the junior defenseman. Throws it in along the near side. Selling it up is Landgrave. And we have another whistle. And this one's going against Madeira. On the throw-in will be Jeanette Jenkinson, the junior defender for Indian Hill. She throws it into Jackson, to Gloucester. Gloucester, she has to take it away by Glass. Tried to hold it in, but got out to Flaska. Flaska plays it right back to Gloucester. Gloucester looking for Jackson, but quickly chipped in by Madeira. Right back comes Indian Hill with it is Flaska. Flaska, she's got Jackson to her left. She's looking for a streaking Jackson. Jackson comes out. Nice! McCullough comes out, gets her hands on it, able to scoop up the loose ball, and with 1 minute left, that was a huge save. You're going to see here on the replay.
Absolutely. You see McCullough come out here. She went right underneath the defender or the striker there for Indian Hill. Grab that ball.
Good chance for Indian Hills. McCullough came out. The ball was loose for a second. She did a good job, but quickly gathering it back in. We're at 35 seconds remaining here in the opening half along the far side. And we get a whistle, and it's going to stay with Indian Hill as they quickly try to get the ball right back into play as they look to get a last-second score and go in the locker room with the momentum. Indian Hill along the far side with the free kick. They need to hurry at 20 seconds and counting. With it along the far side is Maddie Slattery. Slattery finally puts her right foot into it. She kicks it on net. McCullough comes out, grabs it. We're at 7 seconds. Of course, you get a free 6 if you're a goalie. She puts her right foot in this one. And that'll do it for the first half here. Everything we expected. Good action back and forth. We remain scoreless between number 1 and number 2. Let's look at it from the Indian Hill perspective going into the locker room.
Well, right now, as I said, Indian Hill has started out being the more aggressive team the first about 20 minutes or so of the game. I think Madeira then playing kind of conservatively started becoming more aggressive the second half. And so I don't know. I don't know if they're going to keep that momentum up. Landry, I know, had a couple of good opportunities, but Indian Hill had probably the 2 best opportunities down here. They were right in front of the goal, and McCullough with 2 great saves down there really probably prevented a 2-0 lead for them.
Each goalie has come up big. Mark Sperry for Indian Hill, McCullough for Madeira. But at the end of the first half, our score, number 1, Madeira, nothing. Number 2, Indian Hill, nothing. Make sure you grab a snack and a cold one and join us for the second half here on ICRC's coverage of the Ohio State Soccer Playoffs. And welcome back to ICRC's coverage of the Ohio State Soccer Playoffs as number 1 Madeira, number 2 Indian Hill played to a 0-0 first half tie. And before we get back to the action, I'd like to take a moment to give a shout out to our production crew, including our executive producer, Tim Newman, producer Matt Ackley, director Matt Ackley, cameras Adam Francisco, Paula Soro, Catherine Murphy, Katina Calamari, Jack Schaub, Maggie Foley, and Leela Foley. The graphic man, Jacob Logman, and our replay guy is Matt Ackley. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Scott Kaufman, a Princeton athletic director, Jill Bruder, the Indian Hill AD, Denny Drups, the Indian Hill media director, Madeira Mustangs players and coaches, Indian Hill Braves players and coaches, Princeton High School, the city of Sharonville, the Indian Hill exempted village schools, and the village of Indian Hill. Also, right before we kick off, let's get you that replay schedule, including Thursday the 11th at 1 p.m. on Channel 4. Also Thursday 11th at 10:30 on Channel 17. Friday the 12th at 9 p.m. on Channel 4. Saturday the 13th at 9 p.m. on Channel 17.
And let me chime in here a couple of thank yous here. Once again, Scott Kaufman, particularly here at Princeton High School, they do a great job with the great supporters of ICRC TV, and Scott, had to kind of got called upon, you might say, the last minute to host this game since it was going to be at Clayton Northmont. So, and has done a great job here, and we appreciate the hospitality here. And Denny Dubbs, too. Denny Dubbs over at Indian Hill with the television over there. His crew here tonight, most of these people are Indian Hill people. So, and we started second half action here. We're going to be bringing you an announcement about Southwest Ohio Basketball Officials Association. We're going to do this when we get a little bit of a break here in the action.
As Ball is trying to keep it in for Indian Hill, still dancing with it. She gets in front of Minyard, as she played it right back down to Brendan Moore. Brendan Moore played along the near side to Jackson. Finally able to clear it out is Minyard. So we'll go ahead with the announcement of Indian Hill before they inside with Jackson.
Well, once again, the Southwest District Local Association Council and the Southwest Ohio Athletic Academy Confederation is sponsoring the Southwest Ohio Basketball Official School. The OHSAA approved classes open to adults as well as high school students. Private opportunities to obtain your fishing permit in time to start this year's season. There's 8 sessions. They run from November 13th to November 23rd. Participants should attempt to attend as many sessions as possible. Now, for cost and complete schedule, contact the class director, Jerry Fick, 563-2755, or you can email him at swdoc@fuse.net. If you didn't get that right now, we'll be bringing an announcement a little bit later on in this game. And speaking of the game here, Rob, we found out up of Revere, Ohio, up near Akron, that at the end of the first half up there, Shaker Heights Hathaway Brown has a 2-0 lead over Mansfield, Ontario, and probably no surprise in that, as they are trying to get back into the state championship for a second straight year.
Sort of what we expected, as McCullough lines the ball up for Madeira as they look to advance to the state title game. Of course, that will be played Saturday. at Columbus Crew Stadium as McCullough puts a low line drive into this one. So quickly played off the chest of Ramey.
That game is scheduled to start at 10 o'clock in the morning up at the Crew Stadium. And yeah, no surprise, Mansfield, Ontario has never been in the state Final Four before, and Shaker Heights, this is their 4th time.
But sometimes when you get high school kids, the moment can be too big sometimes.
Right.
Especially when a team that's been there done it as many times as they've had, that can be an advantage. As you see quickly kicking it out is Minyard as they try to hit a streaking Luthman. But right there was Slattery to clear it for Indian Hill. And it's going to be a throw into Madeira here along the near side. Or Hartz. Hartz throws it into Jessica Glass. Glass puts the brakes on, trying to set up with her left foot. Able to do so as she quickly chips it down for Minyard. And it's kicked up and out. Actually, sorry, that was Landry. As that one went high and wide harmlessly. 3 minutes in. Maybe a little bit less of a feeling out period here in the second half.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they want to score. I mean, this is a situation where in a game like this, you know pretty much coming in is going to be low scoring. And, you know, the team that gets the goal first is really going to put the pressure on the other team.
Well, that's where you got to be careful. Too much zone, too much pressure. You leave yourself open on an odd man rush, and all of a sudden you go from being the aggressor to being on the bad side of an odd man rush. All of a sudden you find yourself in that 1-0 hole when you were trying to be up 1-0 as Glass puts her left foot into it, plays it down for Landry. High pop-up, takes a bounce straight to Cesar. Cesar tried to play it to herself, but instead played over to Brendamore for the Braves. Brendamore puts the brakes on, trying to get by, but instead it's going to be a throw-in along the near side for the Amazon. 4 minutes in.
Another good opportunity for him here now as they're down on their end.
Both teams have had quality scoring chances as it's finally thrown in, cleared out by Brendamore. Trying to hold it in along the near side is Minyard. Minyard played it out to Russ, the captain, who dumped it right back in. Giving chases Raymond, the senior captain midfielder, as she quickly turns over. Right back comes Indian Hill. With it is Flaska. Flaska trying to split 3 defenders. Almost did so. As the Amazon kick it out, and it's going to be on the side for Jackson and the Braves.
Flaska, a tall player out there. I mean, they don't give the heights of the player out here, but she's probably one of the tallest players out on the field.
Jackson to throw it in. Of course, the Braves are looking for their first state title game appearance.
Well, since 2003. So they were state runner-ups in 2003. They lost to Bay Village in 2003, and they lost to Hathaway Brown in 2004. So we're going to be mentioning Hathaway Brown quite a bit, I think, tonight. So they get a corner kick now.
First corner of the night for the Braves. Madeira had 2 in the first half. As Maddie Slattery, the junior midfielder, is going to put her right foot in this one as they look to give the Braves early 1-0 lead. It's right there, tipped away. Nice save by McCullough. She was able to get a paw on it, as you're going to see here on the replay. With 34:30 remaining here in the opening minutes of the second half of a scoreless tie between number 1 and number 2. As you see, Slattery got it teed up. They had a good chance on the header. McCullough was able just to get a paw on it, as you're going to see right here. Beautiful kick.
Oh, just nice.
To get enough
nice
on
knock away.
But that was a good job of the Indian Hill defender not to touch the goalie and any chance of an interference as they come right back in. There's the header out. Madeira trying to clear it out. Quickly right back comes Indian Hill. Ooh, just away, and right back comes Madeira. That's Ramey with the ball. She tried to hit her streaking Richardson, but unable to do so. Plays it right back to Glosser. Glosser puts her right foot into it, and that's going to go high and wide. Indian Hill had 3 chances from point blank on the loose ball, but unable to get it in the net. 33:40 remaining. We're still scoreless.
Now, just looking ahead right now, Rob, if this game is scoreless at the end of this half, I believe they will play. They have up to 2 5-minute periods.
2:15.
2:15. So I'm sorry, 2:15.
Then the shootout.
And then the shootout comes.
I think we should just go straight to the shootout, but
well,
I don't make the rules.
Indian Hill won their regional match in the final seconds of the second overtime.
Indian Hill trying to clue it. Brendamore pooches it along the far side, but nice jump in, and right back comes Madeira. as Huon tried to hold it in, but I believe that's Richardson. But it's going to be a throw in along the far side for Neiman and Madeira. Ball still loose. Each team trying to gain possession. 16, Liz Slattery for Indian Hill. Dancing with it, trying to get it along to Ballish. Madeira plays it back finally with the right foot into it herself. Self tried to play it back for Maddie Slattery, but as it went over her head, now Jessica Glass with it for Madeira, trying to play it in. Along the far side now with it is Catherine Boyce. Boyce now with a rush along the far side, trying to get it over to Gloucester, but just out of the reach, and it's going to be a throw in for Neiman along the far side.
Going back to that McNicholas game with Indian Hill, Taylor Jackson got the only goal with less than 15 seconds to go in the second overtime to get them to the state semifinal game.
Well, we've been very fortunate here on ICRC. Last week, you guys tuned in. Sycamore upset Moeller 3-2. Robert Stein's goal with 4:10 to go. But then Sycamore, just last Saturday here, as a game that we were fortunate enough to cover, they fell 1-0 to Centerville. They gave up a goal with 4 minutes left to lose the regional championship game. So the Cincinnati area is doing very well in the soccer playoffs, and now you're seeing that in the football playoffs as well, as this weekend ICRC will be there to cover Roger Bake and McNicholas on Saturday night out in Goshen.
And then on Friday night, it's going to be Mount Healthy and Kings out at Mason. So,
and the winner of that game is going to get Winton Woods. It's going to be another good matchup.
Absolutely. Winton Woods, of course, defending state champion.
Got to keep our busy pipes. Ken Allen and Matt Ackley busy on the weekends as we're at 31-20, and a shot high and wide harmlessly. And we're going to get a corner, and this one's going to go to Madeira.
Another scoring opportunity for the Amazons here with down to, we played about 9 minutes here of this second half. No score yet.
As you're going to see the replay here, she was able to split the defenders, was Landry. They're going to say it was hit out. Right back comes Madeira off the left foot of Glass. There's the header. It's still loose. Finally cleared out far enough by Indian Hill. Trying to hold the zone is Richardson. Richardson has it taken away. Right back comes Indian Hill. Here come the Braves. With the ball now is Ball as she plays it along the near side, trying to hit Jackson, but just out of her reach. Quickly cleared out by Hartz, and it'll be a throw in along the near side for Brendamore. Very good crowd here tonight. They've been into it the whole way. Very exciting game. You know, we've had no score. Each team's had chances, and it's going to go throw into Brendamore again along the near side. Brendamore quickly throws it in as she was looking for Flasca. As that turns over, here comes Madeira just off the foot of number 8 Morgan Cesar. Quickly on the throw in is Cesar. Dancing with it is Richardson. Richardson puts the moves on as she's taken out by Brendamore. No call, and it's going to be a free kick for Marksberry and company as they look to get a rush going and take the 1-0 lead. And you said it most of the night, it's to the point where it's going to be first 1-1 wins.
I think so. I think that's the way it's going to be, and it's not too surprising with both of these teams. As we said, in the last 11 games, Indian Hill has only given up 1 goal.
Jackson puts the moves on, able to get around the defender. She puts her left foot into it, but nobody's home. Out to cover it up is Marksberry for Indian Hill. But you have to wonder, it's going to get it to a certain point. You're 0-0, let's say in the last 5 minutes. You're not going to see any unnecessary chances. You almost might play for overtime.
Yeah, I mean, you can, as you said, go down to those penalty kicks.
On the far side for Madeira is Landry. Landry trying to get around Jenkinson, able to do so. Now she's got to get past Slattery and Jenkinson. She trying to put her brakes on. It's kicked out, and it's going to be a throw-in along the side.
Madeira has not had any overtime games in the playoffs, as we said. The only overtime game that Indian Hill was in the regional final against McNicholas.
Looked like it was going to be a corner. Instead, it's going to be a free kick out to Indian Hill. Get
some substitutions coming in for the Braves right now.
checking out of the lineup. 10 Jackson, 7 Ballish. As Maddie Slattery, the junior midfielder, is going to put her right foot into this one off the free kick. Right there's Madeira's Jessica Glass. She puts the brakes on, trying to avoid the defender. Slattery of the Liz variety, able to do so. She quickly gets it down to Hartz. Hartz plays it down for Cesar. Cesar gets it right back over to Hartz. Hartz tries to set her up. Oh, she had her streaking Christian Richardson, but unable to put the biscuit in the basket as Raymond's unable to hold his own. Right back comes Indian Hill. Flasca, but another good scoring chance for Madeira, but unable to capitalize on point blank.
Another good defensive move by Madeira, too.
Madeira trying to up and go for it. Right back they come. They might get a chance on her. Trying to get something on it. Just out of the reach of number 8, Morgan Cesar. The senior midfielders, you're going to see the replay here. Just a little out of her reach. Actually, this is the one that close to having a scoring chance, but unable to get it was Madeira, and that's going to be a free kick to Slattery. And she puts her right foot into this one. Low line drive. Only going to go about 30 yards. Jessica Glass gets it for Madeira. Puts the brakes on. Trying to create something. She goes to the left foot. She puts her left foot on it. Oh, just out of the reach. Looks like she had a chance. Marksberry jump just out of the reach. You're going to see the replay here. That close to our first goal of the night.
I think that was as close as we're going to get. You're going to see it just barely covered, just barely went over the goal. Look at that.
Marksberry stretched
And I don't think
out.
Marksberry might have, if it was just about a foot lower, I don't think Marksberry would have gotten it.
She stretched every inch of her body on that one to keep this game scoreless as it goes just above the pipes at 26-18. By far the best scoring chance of the night for Jessica Glass and Madeira as right back comes Indian Hill. And it looks like Madeira's being aggressive here in the second half. They seem to have the momentum, but as soon as we say that, right back comes Plunkett in Indian Hill, but she has it taken away by Hartz. And it's going to be a throw-in along the near side for Plunkett and Indian Hill as they're looking to get the momentum back on the Brave side as we're at under 26 minutes here, scoreless second half. And the throw and tried to clear out Madeira. Hey, finally able to do so. As Glass gets her foot on it out to Richardson. Richardson puts the brakes on. Trying to split the defense, unable to do so, but Glass is there to pick up the garbage. Finally, she gets it right back over to Richardson. Richardson puts the brakes on, has it taken away. Right back comes Indian Hill. With it is Liz Slattery. Plays along the far side to Flasca. Flasca plays it back. Finally dumped in. Cleared out by Rachel Self. Back out to 13, Catherine Boyce. Boyce trying to play it in for Indian Hill. Finally, right back comes Slattery. Looked like she had a chance, but Glass and company there to take it right back away. Here comes Madeira. Indian Hill tries to dump it back in with Blasi. And she looks for the streaking Plunkett, but back is Hartz for Madeira as she tries to clear it out with her left foot. Puts on the brakes, She's going to play it back for her own defenseman. And finally puts her right foot into this one as Carrie Rusk is finally able to clear. But as soon as we see that, right back comes Maddie Slattery and Indian Hill. Slattery going to try to hold it in, able to do so as it goes right to the foot of Flasca. Flasca trying to get a shot on net, but Madeira doing a good job of dropping back on defense. There's a quick shot in on net, but that's going to go wide and we remain scoreless. 24-20 remaining here in a scoreless game between number 1 Madeira, number 2 Indian Hill, here on ICRC's coverage of the Ohio State Soccer Playoff. With it is McCullough for Madeira. As the senior spots down, the junior, puts the ball down for a free kick. Good sign for Madeira to get her back next year as well.
Yes.
Weird kick. Headed back in by Madeira. And right back comes with it is Plunkett. Plunkett loses it, but right there's Maddie Palmer. Palmer quickly plays it down to Flasca. Flasca tries to get a shot in. She gets her right foot up, but McCullough's there to scoop it up. We're going to remain scoreless. 23-38 remaining.
Yeah, we're doing something unique here tonight with the Cincinnati Hills website. We're doing live updates here, and so that's what I'm doing. My little laptop computer here, giving the people who are not here tonight. But I'm not sure if there's anybody left in Madeira tonight from the sides of the stands, and also Indian Hill on the other side.
Good crowd here tonight as Indian Hill's trying to clear the zone, finally able to do so. Maddie Slattery. Slattery plays it out. There is Flaska to keep it in. Flaska along the far side to Blasi. Blasi plays it back in. Right back comes Liz Slattery. Liz gets pushed off, but able to hold the hit off of Rachel Self. Trying to get something started for Indian Hill, but there's Self and company to clear it. Trying to hold it in is Catherine Boyce of Indian Hill, but right back comes Madeira with Neiman. Along the far side now with it is Jenkinson. Jenkinson dumps it in, but Glass there able to push Boyce off the ball, and it's going to go along the far side. It's going to be throwing for Indian Hill on the far side as they come right back with number 10, Taylor Jackson, the sophomore striker.
Jackson was the one, as we said before, scored the only goal in the McNicholas game.
She'll replace Flaska, who's been all over the field tonight. Kaylee, the senior striker for Indian Hill, throwing it along the near side, played off of Jackson. Held in there by Rachel Self. Self tried to clear. It's going to be a throw along the side for Jackson. And Indian Hill, as they look to quickly get things going, as they look to put the first dent in the scoreboard. And we only have 22 minutes remaining here in the second half. Another substitution for Madeira. Gina Luthman, the junior defenseman, checking back in the lineup. But she's going to replace Cass Neiman, the freshman defenseman. She played a pretty good game, especially for a freshman in her first action of the semifinal, the big spotlight.
That's right. As he said, she has started for the Mustangs, or the Amazons, most of the season.
Right back, McCullough grabs the harmlessly bouncing ball. 21 and a half to go, and she's going to get the free kick.
McCullough having quite a season. Only has given up 9 goals all season, 14 shutouts.
Low line drive. As we get a whistle, there's going to be a free kick taken at what would be the 40-yard line. The one thing you like about all these stadiums that are going to multi-turf, you get to play so many different sports on them. We covered Loveland. Loveland, they did it so they could even play softball on it if need be, if anything ever happened to the field. So you can play lacrosse, soccer, football, and softball all on one surface. And it's a big, huge maintenance free fee as well for the schools. As right back came Madeira. But Indian Hill's defense able to stand tall as Maddie Slattery has the ball as it's kicked out. But it's going to be a throw along the side for Jenkinson and company.
Well, you know, Rob, it's getting to the point where most of the stadiums today do have the artificial turf. I mean, the grass turf is now becoming a rarity in stadiums, but particularly in the playoffs. In any kind of playoffs, whether it's soccer or football, that's what the state people are looking for, is these type of fields.
Not only that, but especially here at Princeton, they have the luxury of a great location. Here comes Madeira, but they're able to kick it out as 15 Liz Dameyer. That's going to be a throw-in for Madeira along the near side. That's going to be number 3, Ashlyn Huon.
Now, I think when the state is looking to schedule games like this, they look first for convenience.
Nice move by Glass. Can she get the shot off? She puts the brakes on. Looked like Glass had a chance there for a split second. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's all right. But the state looks, obviously for locations convenient post schools. That's the first priority. The second priority, then, they look for fields like this that are turf, and of course they have to have stands on both sides too. So that's one of the other criteria.
Nice facilities here at Princeton, as most of the schools in the area do. There's only a handful of grass fields, and the games that we cover, basically it's Reading and NCH. Other than that, there's no grass fields. You see a high kick, and that's going to take an Indian Hill bounce as Madeira's Jessica Glass finally able to get with it. She's had a very good game for the Amazons as she plays along the far side to Raymond. Raymond dumps it into Landgrebe. Landry puts the brakes on. She tries to put her right foot into it. Nice defense there by number 5, Jeanette Jenkinson. Double J with very good defense there for Indian Hill to keep it out. And right back comes Harch as she kicks it out. And it's going to be Indian Hill as they look to get on the offensive move. 18:35 in a very fast-moving second half here from Princeton.
And, Glass, you said, has had a nice game tonight, which is true, but she's had a nice tournament so far, too, for Coach Dan Brady.
Definitely a standout as you see checking out of the Madeira lineup. 11, Casey Minyard. 26, Allison Dickey. throw it along the near side for the Braves. Kaylee Flasco, the senior striker, checked right back into the lineup. She wasn't out long as she tried to hit Gloucester with it. Ball still loose. Finally, Huhan steps up from Madeira. She quickly plays it back, but unable to hit Cesar. Or Brendamore plays it over along the far side to Ballish. Ballish tries to check it up, leaves it there for Liz Slattery. Slattery has it, taken away along the east side by Cesar. Cesar plays it out the center, trying to hold on to his Huhan, and we're going to get a whistle on it. And we're going to get Huhan. It's going to be a free kick for Brendamore and Indian Hill. Taking the free kick, of course, as she has all night for Maddie Slattery, the junior midfielder. She's had a decent game tonight as well for the Braves. She puts her right foot into this one. Nicely cleared out. Trying to hold it in was Catherine Boyce. It comes out to Slattery. Slattery of the Maddie variety, but right over to Jessica Glass. Glass plays off the left foot. She tries to hit a streaking Christian Richardson, but unable to do so as Liz Dammemeyer the junior plays it off her right foot along the far side. And we're at 17 minutes to go here in a scoreless second half as Jackson boots it in with her left foot. Played along there by Self at center. They quickly play it down to Hartz. Hartz trying to get the rush going as Gloucester tried to take it away, unable to do so. Quickly play along the far side to Landgrave. Landgrave trying to leave it back for Richardson. Out comes Marksberry, able to scoop it up for Indian Hill. We remain scoreless, 16-38 as you see the replay pop up on your screen. Just out of the reach of Richardson once again.
Well, you know, he said at the top of the broadcast tonight, Rob, that these are two of the best goalkeepers in Cincinnati, and they are proving it tonight. Both of them have done an excellent job. Both of them have had some difficult saves.
Usually you see some action on both goalies have had action, so they've been able to stay in the game mentally, and that's a huge thing. If you go 10-15 minutes without a shot, you know, you lose that sharpness. But the way the action's going, each goalie is able to stay in the game, and that's huge on both sides.
That is, and both of them, of course, veteran goalies that they have here. And I think before the season, the story I remember right earlier in the season, Marksberry was actually, I believe, a striker for Indian Hill, and Amy Dunlap needed a goalie and asked her if she would do it, and she said yes, and has done just an outstanding job. As said, they have only allowed 5 goals all season, which is the fewest in the school's history. So she has stepped up and has done a good job. That's a team player for you.
We saw Marksberry taking the free kicks. They've been letting Maddie Slattery do it now. The temperature has changed. Is it possible maybe Marksberry tweaks something or something? Usually you don't have your defenseman free kicking like that.
Right.
Usually you let your goalie do it. Something you have to watch out for. As soon as we say that, Marksberry with another big save.
Yeah, another save for her. We're going to see this again.
Neiman on the rush. She just wasn't able to get enough on it. Give credit to Slattery, number 4 of the Maddie variety, able to get back.
And she did kick that time, and boy, I tell you what, when she kicks it, she has been kicking it consistently about 50 yards.
That's why Purdue and Northwestern need kickers, so. It's quickly scooped up there by McCullough as we're under 15 minutes to go. Speaking of a high, beautiful kick. That travels about 50 yards itself as Madeira tries to hold it into the zone with Minyard. Minyard quickly plays it back for Neiman. Neiman loses it off her foot out to Jenkinson for Indian Hill. Jenkinson trying to put the brakes on, but Neiman there, and instead it's going to go out to Madeira on the throw it on the side. Good hustle there to stay with it for Neiman and Madeira.
As I said, these two teams tied this season. The only time they met during the regular season. Madeira actually won the CHL title this year. Indian Hill had another tie with Marymount. And so that gave Madeira the championship. Madeira has won the CHL titles. It's the 4th one they've won, the 3rd one in the last 4 years.
Nothing worse. You go unbeaten, you have the great season, and you still don't win the conference championship.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
as we just heard in our truck, of course, Matt Acker, producer, tonight is a Boilermaker. I send my condolences to his family on that one. As right back comes Indian Hill with it. With it is Flasco, number 11. She puts her left foot on it, but right there's McCullough for Madeira yet once again. They're getting chances, but they're not able to get enough on the ball to give the defense of each team credit on the backside. As you're going to see the replay. You see a high end over end kick played off the backside of Ballish as she gets it finally out to Blazic. Actually, sorry, at 16, Liz Slattery. And she's in a nice foot battle. Now we're going to get a whistle, and it's going to go right back over to Madeira.
So we're down to less than 13 minutes to go in regulation right now.
Free kick.
Still no score, but plenty of opportunities for both teams.
It almost is going to be like one of those games. Whoever loses, the coach is going to, well, somebody had to lose. It's just one of those types.
It's true.
But it's one of those who are going to say, you know what? We were so fortunate to be a part of something like that, because not all games lives up to the hype of number 1 versus number 2, and it's living up to it tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking about this tonight coming in. I wonder how many times that has happened this late in the season, have number 1 and number 2 playing each other.
Especially in a semifinal game. They try to set it up so 1 plays 2 in the championship.
Right.
But in high school, it's a little different because you're dealing with geographic limitations as it's played out to Gloucester, number 9. She puts the brakes on in front of Hearts, plays along the near side, but unable to hold it in. Has quickly cleared down his Hearts, but she's looking for the streak in Huon. And it's going to be kicked out by number 15, Liz Dameyer. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Amazons on the near side. That's number 8, Morgan Cesar, the senior midfield captain. The Madeira faithful starting to make noise. 11:32 to go.
Golden opportunity for them now.
The throw-in. Landgrave, she's got a chance in the box. She puts her left foot into it. Oh, nice play by the backside defense of Indian Hill.
Maddie Slattery, what a save for hers.
Jinxie clears it out. Right back comes Taylor Jackson. They do have a 3-on-3. Jackson along the far side, trying to set up Flaska, but nice header out by Rachel Self, the senior defenseman. Jackson now trying to hold it along the far side. She shoots it in. But Neiman there to kick it away for Madeira. She gets it out to Jessica Glass. Glass along the far side, puts her left foot into it, but it's going to go ricochet off the body of 13, Catherine Boyce. So Indian Hill has a chance. Madeira comes right back.
We're nearing the 10-minute mark to go in this regulation.
Trying to dump it into the zone is Liz Slattery. She has it taken away along the far side. Neiman leaves it there for Jessica Glass. Glass with a nice move. She puts the brakes on. A nice back check there by Liz Slattery. She tries to get the ball back as it goes just past Maddie Slattery as her and their number 4 counterpart, Kristen Richardson, get into a little hip checking action as the ball's loose along the far side. Here comes Flaska with it. Flaska puts the brakes on. Oh, another nice move. She's trying to set up her shot. Able to do so. Can she get enough on it? Chipped in. Oh, just wide, just out of the reach on McCullough. They dodge another bullet as we hit the 10-minute mark. Looked like they had a chance with Flaska. 2 beautiful individual moves, just not able to get enough on it. As you see here on the replay, as we remain scoreless.
Kaylee Flaska, as we said, she's a tall girl out there. And
nice
just
moves.
look at just to the left of the goal.
Underrated there, McCullough. She came out just enough to make that angle almost impossible. Very good move there by Caitlin McCullough, the junior goalkeeper, to keep this game scoreless. And a game of inches. She had the angle on that to make the ball go wide. We remain scoreless. 9:24 to go here from Mancuso Field at Viking Stadium on the campus of Princeton High School as ICRC brings you the Ohio State soccer playoffs between number 1 Madeira, number 2 Indian Hill. Winner goes to the state championship game on Saturday. Loser goes home. Off the right foot, out comes Marksberry, harmlessly off the right foot of Cesar. We remain scoreless.
Under 9 minutes to go in this game right now.
That clock seems to be moving faster and faster as well. Very quick moving game, not a lot of stoppage as Jessica Glass now has the ball for Madeira. She quickly tries to play it into Richardson. Richardson unable to get anything on it as Damemeyer comes out to play the ball for Indian Hill. It's going to be a throw-in for Madeira. 8:38 remaining along the far side. Will throw in will be Cass Neiman.
You know, Madeira got here, as we said, they won 8-2 over Northwestern. That's almost unheard of at this time in the tournament to score 8 goals in a game.
Usually you see that in the first 2 rounds, but usually after that everything is 1-0, 2-1 type games. as Jessica Glass plays along the far side, but out with it is Kaylee Flaska. Now we have whistles all over the field. It's going to be a throw in along the near side. 8:07 remaining here at Princeton.
The score here, as we said, our last update we have was Hathaway Brown was leading 2-0. That game is probably about the same time as this game right now.
Glass in the box, looking to get the first score in. Quickly comes back. McCullough able to get her paws on it. 7:42 remaining. Took a weird hop there at the end, but McCullough is able to grab it. We remain scoreless.
So here we go.
McCullough.
That was Marksberry.
Sorry, Marksberry.
Yeah.
Right back comes
Flaska.
Indian Hill. Flaska puts the brake on. Can she get something on the shot? Another move. She puts her left foot, but it hits the chest of Hartz instead. Ball still loose. Indian Hill trying to hold it in while Minyard tries to clear it for Madeira. Ball still loose. Finally coming away with it, it's Gloucester. Gloucester plays it right back out to Boyce. Boyce dumps in, but she gets it right back. She puts her left foot into it, but it hits the chest of Madeira. Landgrebe able to clear it out. Right back comes Madeira, number 4, Kristen Richardson. She's got Landgrebe to her right. And here she goes to make her move. She puts the brakes on. Still nothing. Good defense by Indian Hills. Landgrebe gets the ball from Madeira along the near side. Finally plays it in. She goes, tries to set up. There's a quick shot in. Deflected. Richardson unable to get anything on it as Jessica Glass jumps in the box trying to get a shot off as Indian Hills finally able to clear it. Along the far side with it is 22 Susan Plunkett, the senior striker. She plays it deep, but Rachel Self is back from Madeira. Remaining scoreless. We're under 6.5 remaining here in the second half.
I think that caught Glass by surprise because her back was to the goal.
Gloucester trying to play it in for Indian Hill. 6:09 to go. You have to believe if anybody's able to score, that will be it. As it's played off the shins of Katie Landgrebe, the senior forward captain.
I think right now, and Robin, the last 6 minutes ago, Madeira's going to try to get it into Landry as much as possible because she's been the bread and butter of this team. She's got 20 goals in the season, 16 assists, leads the league with 56 points.
Jackson plays it out to center, settled down by Liz Slattery, the sophomore midfielder. Every time we talk about Indian Hill, sophomores, freshmen, juniors, that's good for the Braves moving forward as well. But they want this game tonight. They want to knock off their rival Madeira. They have 5:20 to do it as it's headed out along the far side to Jessica Glass. Played along the near side. Indian Hill's trying to hold it in with Maddie Palmer, the senior striker. And we get a whistle. That's going to be a free kick for Indian Hill right there at what would be the 40-yard line heading in.
And we are now just under 5 minutes to go. And on their end, you want to probably get it to Flaska as much as possible.
They've had chances as each side is. Maddie Slattery puts her right foot into it as they look for a streak. Oh, they had a player on the outside, but unable to get the header in. Trying to clear it now as Morgan Cesar along the near side. She puts her right foot into it. Hits the backside of Landgrebe, but Landgrebe able to compose it as she kicks along the far side. Right back comes Madeira. They're looking for Jessica Glass. Unable to hook up as Maddie Slattery clears it out, but kicks it right to Rachel Self of Madeira. She's going to play it back for her defenseman who pooches it down. Madeira trying to hold her runner. 4:18 to go. Jessica Glass has it again. She's putting some moves on. She's had some sweet moves tonight, just unable to find the back of the net. Maddie Slattery plays along the far side. She tries to get it to Liz Slattery. Of course, they are sisters, as we said at the top, as they finally clear it down. But Rachel Self is there for the Amazon, headed right back in by Indian Hill. Giving chase is Leia Raymond, the senior midfielder captain. 3:51 to go and counting. McCullough puts her right foot into it for Madeira. You have to wonder if these teams just sort of back off and just let the last 3.5 minutes play out, because you don't want to make that one mistake that costs your team a chance to play for a state title.
No, you don't. We'll see what they. I don't know. Are they going to do the conservative play, or are they going to still stay aggressive? They've both been aggressive here.
I think a lot of it depends on position. If you're Madeira, you have to take a chance here. As you see the throw in by Neiman, she gets it to Jessica Glass, but unable to hold the zone. Finally cleared out by Liz Slattery. Now Slattery and company along the far side. She gave it to Flaska. Flaska plays it down for Plunkett, unable to hit her as Madeira's Neiman, but she quickly turns it right back over to Boyce. Boyce plays it down, but right back comes Rachel Self. Self played it to Raymond. Raymond along the near side. Tried to leave it there for Hartz, who's able to hold it in. Landgrebe loses her footing along the near side. Brenda Moore tried to get it to Jackson, and it's going to be a throw-in from Madeira. 2:48 remaining here in a scoreless second half between number 1 Madeira, number 2 Indian Hill, and we're going to have a whistle. 13, Catherine Boyce for Indian Hill, and number 8, Morgan Cesar.
Which way they're going to call it? They're going to call it Indian Hill's way. Yep,
it's going to go Morgan Cesar. Happy on the right side for Indian Hill, unhappy to the Madeira side on the left. As Maddie Slattery puts her right foot into it, trying to play it in as it takes an Indian Hill bounce. Along the near side, trying to hold it in is Maddie Palmer. Not too many times you have two players in the same first name, especially Maddie as Landgrave tried to play it to herself. That's going to be kicked in by Brenda Moore. The senior defender plays it right back, trying to get to Jessica Glass. Actually, that's a Raymond able to get it down. So look for Landgrave. Here comes Landgrave along the near side, trying to push off Brenda Moore. Able to do so, but right back comes Indian Hill. That's going to be Indian Hill throwing along the near side for 17. Brenda Moore, the senior defender, as we're at 95 seconds remaining in the second half.
They said we will go to a 15-minute overtime. That doesn't do it. We'll go to a second 15-minute overtime, and that doesn't do it. We will do penalty kicks. Trying to get no ties tonight.
Trying to get one last rush is Madeira, but Indian Hill's coming back. 74 seconds and counting. Dumping it in is Rachel Ballish. Nobody was on the backside as McCullough scoops up the harmless ball. 65 seconds and counting as McCullough puts her right foot. A short, high kick. I think she mishit that one just a little bit as it's quickly played in by Ballish. She was looking for the streaking Taylor Jackson, the sophomore. Quickly comes back with it as Hartz along the near side. Hartz plays it out, but able to hold his own is Boyce. Boyce plays it down, looking for Flaska. And able to poke it away was Madeira with 37 seconds and counting. Ball still loose. Indian Hill trying to get one last rush going, trying to get a last-second victory and move to the state finals. Playing it along now is Jeanette Jenkinson. Jenkinson jumps it in, tried to hit Flaska, ball still loose. Now it finally comes out to Cesar with 20 seconds to go. Indian Hill's Jackson trying to hold it in. She's in the battle with Cesar. Cesar kicks along the near side to Langley. And we're at 8 seconds. Indian Hill trying to dump it in. And it looks like with 4 seconds left, we're going to be heading to an extra 15 minutes here from Mancuso Field at Viking Stadium on the campus of Princeton High School. And what would you expect anything less? Number 1 versus number 2.
They're playing like it tonight. There's no doubt about it. As we're going to be going to overtime here tonight, so we're going to step out for just a second here because we're going to be coming up here with the first overtime period.
We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Grab your composure, grab a cold one. We'll see you in just a few moments here on ICRC's coverage of the Ohio State soccer playoffs. And welcome back to the first overtime here from Mancuso Field at Viking Stadium on the campus of Princeton High School as the number 1 state-ranked Madeira Amazon are scoreless with the number 2 state-ranked Indian Hill Braves. Thank you for tuning in to ICRC's coverage here of the Ohio State semifinal Division II game between number 1 and number 2. My name is Rob Roberts, and the man to my left is not only the color man tonight, but he is also the SID for the CHL, and his name is Bill Bretz. And Bill can't ask for nothing more than a scoreless game between number 1 versus number 2 in overtime.
And we found out that Hathaway Brown is winning 4-1. They look like they have that one sewed up there to get back into the state championship with about 3 minutes to go up in the Akron area. So The winner of this, we will probably say, will be playing Hathaway Brown, Shaker Heights Hathaway Brown for the state championship. And that will be Saturday morning, 10 o'clock, Columbus Crew Stadium.
Which is what many people expected when they came here. Of course, a lot of people would like to see number 1 versus number 2 for the championship, but they'll get a right to play in that championship as Glass plays it into Landry. Landry in the box, looking for their first scoring chance, and standing tall as Marksberry. We only played 36 seconds, and they had the first chance, as you're going to see here off the foot of Glass, of Landry, sorry.
Well, we said earlier, you know, at the end, towards the end of regulation, you probably wanted to get it in the hands of your veteran people right now. And you're going to see Landry getting it on the Madeira side, and Flaska and Elizabeth Slattery on the Indian Hill side.
Madeira comes out with the first step as Cesar has with us. They're looking to push it here as they quickly look for Richardson, number 4. Richardson plays it down, unable to hook up with Jessica Glass as it hits the face of number 7, Rachel Ballish for Indian Hill. Finally with it is Catherine Boyce. Boyce plays it to Ballish. Ballish plays it to number 11, Flaska. Flaska along the near side, trying to get away from 2 Madeira defenders, able to do so as she was looking for number 9, Paige Gloucester, as it's kicked up and out. That's going to be a throw in for Indian Hill on the side. We've already played a minute and a half in. Now, explain to us how this overtime works. We know if they're scoreless, they're going to play a second one.
Second one will be another 15-minute overtime. If not, no score at the end of that, they will go to the penalty kicks. And each side will get 5 chances.
And then after that 5th chance, it's a true sudden death as Gloucester able to hold it into Brenda Moore. Brenda Moore plays it over for Boyce. Boyce has it taken away by Jessica Glass, who has to be, along with her defender and the defender and the keeper for Indian Hill, one of our players of the game. As soon as we ever find out who the winner of this game is Landry has it kicked away nicely. Right back comes Madeira, number 11, Minyard, able to dump it in. There's a bouncing ball, but right back out comes Marksberry. She's been a busy little keeper here in the first couple minutes.
She was, and Landry was just about there and just about to the ball. You know, we talked about getting it in hands of Landry, but keep in mind that Cesar has had the most goals for Madeira during the tournament. So. Nice
play there by Liz Slattery to knock it down to herself. She puts her foot into this one, but McCullough's there to scoop it up. There's the junior, and Indian Hill's first chance goes by the wayside. High headed out. Liz Slattery.
Played about 3 minutes now of this first overtime.
Angry plays it down for Cesar. She tries to lead it in, unable to do so. Coming on the far side with it will be Jenkinson for the Braves as they were looking for Glass. Jenkinson plays it along the far side, looking for Flaska. Flaska able to set it down on the left foot. Tries to leave it down, able to do so. Giving chase and pulling up with the cramp. Look, that could be huge. Liz Slattery was limping. Looked like she grabbed the hand. She's still grabbing that side. And if you're Indian Hill, you better get a defender in there as Landry comes right back. She's giving chase of Brenda Moore. Ball still loose. She puts the brakes on. She's trying to set him up. Right back comes. Headed out. Ball still loose. Glass thought about it. Couldn't get anything on it. It was Kristen Richardson as it comes out. But for Indian Hill, if Liz Slattery's unable to go, you're going to be... One of your best players might be going out, but you can't have her out there going at about 50%. As they're going to bring the substitution in now. That's a huge injury for the Indian Hill side.
She is. She seems to be doing a little bit better right now. She's still on the field right now. I'm not even quite sure, Rob, but she's coming out.
And if she is, she's standing what would be the 50-yard line.
You know what? Knowing somebody like her right now, she probably don't want to come out of the game.
Nope.
Not at this stage.
That looks like one of those. It's getting cooler quicker. As soon as it tightens up and you sit down, you're done for the night. As Landgrave and company play it in, that's going to go right back out. Actually, it's off the foot of Hart, and it's going to be a free kick from Marksberry. And actually, she's going to set it right up for Maddie Slattery, again, the junior midfielder. We've played 4.5 minutes. We're still scoreless here in the first overtime between number 1 Madeira, number 2 Indian Hill from Princeton. Slattery puts her right foot into a low line driver. Trying to clear the zone is Indian Hill. And here they come on attack with Flaska. She's got Gloucester to her left, but instead she plays along the far side. She tried to hit Ballish. Ballish puts her right foot into it. McCullough's going to scoop up that harmlessly bouncing ball. And right back comes Madeira, 9:54 remaining in the first overtime. Low line drive as it's quickly headed right back in. Here comes Flaska. Flaska with one nice move. She puts her left foot into this one. Oh, and a riser goes just above the head of McCullough. We're still scoreless, 9:35 and counting.
We have substitutions coming in here. Jenna Lutman coming in from Madeira.
This Slattery continues to stay out there. As you're going to see, if we were looking for the replay there, she had a chance, but the ball kept rising on her. As you see McCullough's right foot into this one. Headed in, giving chase, 14, Rachel Self. But right back comes Jackson. Oh, just over her foot. Looked like she might have had a chance. As it's going to go to a corner kick for Indian Hill. This could be huge here in overtime. The corner for the Braves. Of course, during the kicking duties will be Maddie Slattery.
Maddie in there, she's going to be looking for either her sister or she's going to be looking for Flaska. Let's see what happens.
Can the junior put her imprint on this Indian Hill program with 8:37 to go? She puts her right foot into it. She pooches it. Crashing the net was her sister, but it's cleared out. And back comes Madeira. Richardson tried to set it up, but she turns it over to Brenda Moore. Brenda Moore was looking for Flaska just out of her reach, but it was that close from Indian Hill, taking that 1-0 lead.
That's what you expected her to do, and just about got it in, but once again, good defense by Madeira.
Landgrave with the header to Glass. Glass heads it back. She's giving chase. Back 15, Liz Dammeier for Indian Hill as Gloucester plays it up. Headed back in before kicked back out by Gloucester. Giving chases 12 Hearts. Plays it right back down to Ballish. Ballish for Indian Hill. Glass and company there from Madeira. Play along the near side to Cesar. Cesar with her right foot into it. Here comes a crash in Richardson. Ball still bouncing. Ooh, Maddie Slattery able to get just enough of it to keep it out of the reach. It's played right back in for Landgrave. Landgrave. Let's see what kind of move she puts here. She goes right to left, trying to set up the left-footed shot, but unable to do so. She quickly plays out. Quick shot. That's going to go high and wide to the right. 7:20 remaining is what over the head of Marksberry.
Casey Menard with that shot. So we are now approaching the 7-minute mark. And unless we hear differently out of Revere, Ohio, that score stays that way, the winner of this game.
As you saw the nice replay there, as it went she got just a little too much of it, as it's played by Plunkett for Indian Hill. She has it taken away, but it goes right back to Maddie Palmer. Palmer played it in, but it's off to Madeira as they quickly played it down to Cesar. Cesar settles it down for herself. Looking to make a move. She gets it to Landgrave, who's had the ball most of the time tonight for Madeira. She puts on the brakes, then she turns on the afterburst. She tries to get around Brenda Moore, and it's going to go out. And it's going to be a free kick for Indian Hill. The Madeira faithful, they wanted the corner.
She thought she was tripped there. She looked over at the side judge.
Well, here's the replay. You tell us. Right there's Brenda Moore, 17. I'm not sure. I think it was a good call.
That's called incidental contact. It's a good no call there. Good incidental contact there.
Right back comes Madeira along the near side to Cesar. She's got Landgrave to her right. Cesar, she's looking. Instead, she centers it up. She was looking for Richardson, but cleared out. Right back comes Indian Hills. They're finally able to clear it off the head of 33, Ramey. As it's finally headed out as Plunkett tries to pick it up for Indian Hill. As she kicks it off the shin of number 7, Luthman, the junior defenseman. And it's going to be a throw-in for Plunkett and Indian Hill along the near side. She was looking for Flaska, but unable to hit her. Back goes 12 Harps. And it's going to be a free kick for McCullough and Madeira. 5.5 remaining here in the first overtime from Princeton. McCullough puts her right foot into yet another one. Low line drive kick. Held in by Indian Hill. Slattery, the Liz variety, tries to head it in. Able to get it over to Maddie Palmer. Palmer to Flaska. Flaska trying to put the moves on. She puts the brakes on. Now it's a loose ball out to Slattery. Slattery puts her left foot into it, but held out by Madeira, and they're able to clear it. And I think McCullough, she wanted that ball to come back to her, so she cleared the zone. That ball was coming harmlessly, but it was played down by Self before it was finally cleared out by Luthman. And it's going to be a throw-in for Indian Hill along the side with just 4:45 remaining. And Indian Hill is going to have a quality scoring chance here as they throw it in. Bouncing ball in the box. Indian Hill, Slattery tries to clear it up. There's a shot in, but nice save, McCullough. They got the left foot in. They had a good shot on that, but we're at 4.5. We're still scoreless.
Maddie Palmer was the one with the shot.
You're going to see a nice shot here. She's able to get enough on it.
It's Palmer.
Left footer, but able to stand tall. As soon as he hit, right back comes Plunkett. Plunkett able to fight off Luthman the first time. She still has possession for Indian Hill. Madeira trying to take the ball away is Hartz. Hartz, and it's going to go out to Madeira. It's going to go off of Plunkett as we run 4 minutes remaining here in the first overtime. Quickly thrown in is Madeira. Indian Hill has definitely had their chances the last 5 minutes. They put and pushing the pressure. As soon as we say that, here comes Landgrebe. She chips it in, giving chases Richardson. But out comes Marksberry to quickly play it along the far side. 3:45 to go in county. Jenkinson with the ball. She plays it off her right foot. Lincoln looking for Flaska. Flaska plays it down to Slattery. Slattery. She's got Jackson to her right. That's who she leaves it for. Jackson on the move. She puts the brakes on, trying to get a shot in. Cleared away. Now winding up. The quick shot in. Oh, just wide off the right foot of Catherine Boyce, the junior defender. They had a chance, as you're going to see here on the replay.
Boyce had plenty of time, too, to set this thing up. She wasn't pressured at all.
Just wide.
Just wide.
That was another good scoring chance. Indian Hills had all the momentum here for the last few minutes as we're at 3:05 remaining in the first overtime. Madeira students getting right back into it. McCullough puts her right foot into this one. Another low line driver. Indian Hill able to head it back in the zone. Flaska giving chase along with Plunkett for Indian Hill. And it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a throw in along the near side right in front of the Madeira bench for Indian Hill. 2:47 to go. On a throw in is Plunkett. Neither team, of course, wants to lose. What a great game. 1 versus 2. Glass with the ball for Madeira. She plays along the near side for Luthman. Luthman back over to Glass. Able to jump into his Indian Hills Palmer. She comes out to center. To Minyard. As she looks for a streaking Landgrave. Here comes Landgrave and Richardson. Ball still loose. Landgrave, oh, kicks it off the defense. Right back out to Cesar. Cesar puts her right foot into it. She just totally whiffed. And she puts her hands on top of her head. We're at 2:15. Landgrave from point blank looked like she had one.
I don't know if we're going to see this game. I think we're going to see this game. Great defensive move here by Indian Hill.
She hit it right off of Brenda Moore's knee as Maddie Slater plays it in. And right back comes Jessica Glass and company as we have 4 players all sprawled out. We have 2 players down, including Maddie Slattery is limping bad for Indian Hill. We have a Madeira player down as right back comes Madeira with Cesar.
It's number 4 down there, Kristen Richardson.
Cesar playing it in. Richardson slow to get up. Brenda Moore kicks it out along the side. It's going to be a throw-in from near the side. That's going to stop the clock with 90 seconds to go as Maddie Slattery is still limping along the far side as well.
She is. This timeout, we said earlier that we're going to do this announcement about Southwest Ohio Basketball Officials Association. If you are interested, there are 8 sessions that run from November 13th to November 23rd. And they need all different kinds of people. It's open to adults as well as high school students. It's an opportunity to obtain your officiating permit to officiate basketball. If you are interested, contact the class director, Jerry Fick. He's done this for several years now. Very good at it. 563-2755 or swdoc@fuse.net. You can see it up there on your screen right now, and always in need of a basketball officials, and so we urge you to do that right now. Once again, we'd like to thank our entire crew here tonight, headed up by our main man out there in the truck, Matt Ackley, and particularly thanks to Scott Kaufman and all the people here at Princeton for all their hospitality, and as we said, kind of at the, you might say, sort of at the perennial last minute, hosting this game, which was originally scheduled to be played at Clayton Northmont High School.
Speaking of Matt Ackley, don't forget our executive producers, the T-Bone, Tim Newman. Of course, along with producing, directing, and replay is Matt Purdue Ackley. On the cameras, though, we got Adam Francisco, Paola Soro, Catherine Murphy, Katina Calamari, Jake Schaub, Maggie Foley, and Leela Foley on graphics. We got Jacob Logman. The man to my left is also the SID for the CHL. His name is Bill Bretz. My name is Rob Roberts. And unfortunately, Kristen Richardson is still down. She tried to stand up, but who said it? It was 70, 72, 73 today. But as soon as that sun went away, it dropped 20 degrees really fast. And it's supposed to get down to 30 tonight. And you start pulling things a lot easier when that weather gets down, as it's good to see her to get up and walk on. So hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, it might have been a cramp at this point in time. So and one more thanks here to Denny Dubs. Our camera personnel tonight are mostly Indian Hill students. He does a great job with the TV class there at Indian Hill, and Denny, always great to work with Denny and his crew. They're always very professional. He does a very, very good job with them. They cover a lot of Indian Hill sports, including this one tonight, the state semifinal soccer championship for Division II girls. 1:30 to go here as we got an injury timeout in the first overtime. So at 90 seconds ago, if nothing happens here, we'll take another little 5-minute break here and then back to the second overtime.
On the throw will be Morgan Cesar, the senior midfielder for Madeira. As we get whistled back in, she plays it to Landry. Landry with Brenda Moore on her hip. She gets pushed up. She's able to hold it. She goes right to the left side. She's making a move on the net. She's got a chance. She scoops it out front. Now she tries to head it to center it. Glass jumps in on the fray. Landry trying to hold it in. Glass plays it out. She settles the ball down to herself, trying to keep it in there. 70 seconds to go. Here comes Indian Hill with Flaska. She's got Plunkett out, streaking out in front of her. Has it poked away. Now she looks for Liz Slattery, but Madeira's there to clear it. Selling it down now. Jeanette Jenkinson for Indian Hill. 55 seconds to go, and kind of along the far side with it is Jackson for Indian Hill. She has to take it away by the Madeira defense. Stepping into the fray was Palmer for Indian Hill. Right back comes Huan for Madeira. It's played down to Cesar. Cesar puts the brakes on with the ball. Now she's going to clear it out with 38 seconds to go here in the first overtime. We're still scoreless. As Landry with the ball now. She splits two defenders. Here comes Cesar. Madeira trying to get one final rush in. 28 seconds to go. Finally played out to Raymond, the senior midfielder. She plays it back to Hartz, who dumps it in. Right back comes Jessica Glass. She's got Landry. Landry trying to settle down for herself. She's got 15 seconds left to do something. She's going to see what move she puts on Brenda Moore. She goes to the right this time. 9 seconds. She puts the brake on. And it's going to be a corner, but it's not going to matter. 4 seconds to go. That'll do it for the first overtime.
We're going to be going to second overtime. In the last few seconds, Rob, looked out there. Maddie Palmer also now limping out for Indian Hill. I don't know if it's a cramp for her, but if you're going to give an Iron Woman award right now, it's got to go to Liz Slattery. She has really taken a beating this first overtime out there, and is still out there. If I'm not mistaken, she played every minute of that overtime.
We talk about Palmer. Both Slattery's came up limping, as well as we're still scoreless here. And actually, they're not going to take 2 minutes in between, so we're just going to stay with you guys here as number 1 Madeira, number 2 Indian Hill are still to a 0-0 tie. But for an overtime period, each team had chances. They just weren't able to capitalize.
Yeah, and I don't know. You think right now, this is where your conditioning comes in. These girls have now played, Madeira's played 23rd game of the season, 22nd game of the season for Indian Hill. Indian Hill used to going in overtime. They had a 2 overtime game to get here in the regionals last Saturday. Madeira did not. Madeira hasn't had an overtime game in quite a long time right now. You got to think that the conditioning right now is really going to play out, Rob, at this stage of the game.
And while we have a second, let's pull up the replay as we want to take a quick shot in at the last 15 seconds here as Landry had a chance. If there had been more time, they would have got the corner off. You see Landry here on Brenda Moore, and what I like is she went to the right. She's been going to the left, but Brenda Moore sort of forced her in there. And we're 35 seconds away from getting underway here in the second overtime. both sets of stands, all the players are on edge. Next goal, winner take all.
Right, Brent Brennemore did a good job on that, the senior for Indian Hill.
She's done a good job on Langley all night.
Right, she's a defender for the Braves and did a good job. So we go to our second overtime. Wow. Well, like I said, you expect it from number one and number two.
Number one and number two living up to the height tonight at Mancuso Field at Viking Stadium on the campus of Princeton High School. Number one, Madeira. Number two, Indian Hill. Winner take all. Winner plays Saturday for the state championship at Columbus Crew Stadium. Loser goes home with the first loss of the season. Of course, Madeira won the CHL, easier said than done, over Indian Hill because Indian Hill had the second tie to Marymount. So Indian Hill will take possession with Liz Slattery, and we're underway as Flaska puts her foot into it, played back for Neiman. Neiman tries to clear it out, but right there was Liz Slattery again, but not before. It's pooched out by Madeira. Tried to head it in was Jenkinson. Liz Slattery's Indian Hill seems to be wanting to push the tempo here in the first 30 seconds, but as soon as we say that, here comes Madeira. Landgrave trying to get the rush, and it looks like Maddie Slattery just didn't have that same burst that she's been having all night.
No, as you said, both Slattery's seem to be a little limping right now, and I don't know if it's just the cold weather, the cramping that's doing it right now, Rob, or what. But this has been a physical game too, so that could have a very big part in this.
Right back comes Indian Hills. They look to push the tempo here. And they got a streak. Here comes Liz Slattery. She's going to put her right foot into it. But McCullough's able to scoop it up. 13:53 to go. We're still tied.
She couldn't have telegraphed that any better on McCullough. So, and I don't know if her limping down there has made a difference on her speed coming in.
Indian Hill definitely pushing the pace here in the early going as Maddie puts her right foot into it, but right back plays it was Leah Ramey, the senior midfield, trying to clear it out for Madeira as Madeira's looking for their first chance here in the second overtime as we've played 90 seconds. Along the far side with it is Hartz again as Cesar was giving chase, but right back came Indian Hill, but they are unable to hit her streaking Katie Blasek, the senior midfielder.
You know, Rob, in that first overtime, one girl that we did not mention that much for Indian Hill was Flaska, and they've done a good defensive job on her.
Madeira's able to clear it with Hartz. Right back they come. Standing tall is Maddie Slattery. She plays it down to her sister Liz. Liz puts the brakes on but quickly loses it over to Ramey. Ramey plays along the far side to Landgrave. She gets over to Jessica Glass. She's got Richardson streaking. That's who she goes with. Richardson trying to tee it up. She gets pushed off the ball by Jenkinson, but Richardson still giving a chase. Nice defense there by Jenkinson of Indian Hill.
And Richardson herself was down earlier and seems to be doing pretty good right now.
That ball doesn't take that bad hop off of her foot. She has a breakaway as she was splitting the defense. Instead, we're at 12:15 to go. We're still scoreless. A throw in on the side for Madeira. They're looking for Richardson. The ball still loose. They got hung up in between them. Ball still loose. Finally kicked out of the box, but settled down by Cesar. Cesar trying to get a shot as she gets tripped up by Ballish. And did we get a whistle?
We did not.
We did. It's going to be a free kick. Free kick. Looks like Jessica Glass is going to take that just out on the edge of the box. You're going to see it here. You see it clearly. The trip and the push by number 7, Ballish. Here comes Jessica Glass. She puts her left foot into it. Shoots it on net. Ooh, not a very good shot as it goes high and wide. They had a good shot. As you can see, the Madeira coach asking where that ball was at. They had a good chance, but 11:24 remaining. We're still tied.
She got a little lower there. She had Casey Menard open right there by the goal.
Sometimes that adrenaline starts pumping on you.
Yeah.
And you can let it get a little away from you. As Maddie Slattery Plays the ball out about 30 yards deep. Right back comes Richardson trying to hold it in for Madeira, and it's going to be a throw-in on the side to Madeira. Madeira's going to get another quality scoring chance, and we've played 4 minutes and 4 seconds here, the second overtime. Nobody scores here. Sudden death kicks. We'll get 5 aside. We're still tied up to 5. Then it's the true meaning of sudden death. After the penalty kicks, as Richardson has it. Richardson has it. Leaves it there for Neiman. Neiman puts the right foot into it. Oh, but it's just wide. Just out of the reach of Mark Sperry. We remain scoreless. 10:30 remaining. Each team keeps having, we're going to see another good chance here on the replay. Neiman got a good shot, good angle, but hooked on her a little bit at the end. As you see Slattery, the Matty variety, kick it out. Headed back in by Ramey. Indian Hill trying to clear it. Now Madeira, the last few minutes, they've been the aggressors. Right back comes Jessica Glass. Glass has it as she leaves it on the near side for Minyard. Minyard looking, trying to set something up. She goes to the left foot, kicks it off the defender of Indian Hill, and it goes out of bounds off of Catherine Boyce. And it's going to be a corner kick for Madeira with 9:48 to go and counting.
They've had lots of opportunities here tonight as this Madeira crowd rises to their feet here, anticipating that their team might get the one and only goal.
Off the right foot of Landry. Ball's headed, just wide. Headed out, 11, Casey Minyard. You're going to see here the senior forward unable to put it in as she deflected it just wide. They had chances. They've had good quality chances, has Madeira here in the last few minutes after Indian Hill came out and was the aggressor. As Slattery puts her right foot into this one. It's headed in. Madeira trying to keep the pressure on. As they play it out to Gloucester. Gloucester plays it in. Looking for Flasco, but comes right back out to Liz Slattery. Slattery puts her right foot into it, but there's Madeira, but quickly kicks it in and easily comes out as McCullough to scoop up the loose ball. 8:43 remaining in the second overtime.
Call a good kick that time.
Right back comes Madeira, but Liz Slattery there for Indian Hill as Madeira's now backtrack as they play it on the underside to Neiman. Cass Neiman trying to get by the defense. Able to split the legs of Catherine Boyce. Now with it is Richardson. Richardson plays it back for Minyard. Minyard quickly turns it right back over, and here comes Indian Hill. With it now is Flasco. Flasco trying to split the double team. Liz Slattery with it now. She leaves it down for Gloucester. Gloucester looking for the streaking ball is just out of her reach. Still trying to go after it is Gloucester. Gloucester has it taken away. Now with it is Hartz for Madeira. She's going to play it to Richardson. Richardson plays it right back for Minyard. Minyard has it taken away from Gloucester. She plays it back to her defense. And there to clear it out is Rachel Self for Madeira. Now Indian Hill with it again. They try to get another rush going as Flasco's pushed. And now she's lipping it about the 20.
Wow. And I think really right now, when you said with the temperature dropping and everything, I think these players are kind of cramping up out here right now with this temperature change. They have been playing out there. We have gone over 2 hours now since this game has begun.
Free kick opportunity for Maddie Slattery, the junior midfielder. Can she have the big goal here for Indian Hill and put her footprint on the program? She puts her right foot into it, and that's going to be high and wide. 7:05 to go. McCullough didn't even have to try to save that one as the Madeira faithful rise to their feet in celebration as they live to see another 7 minutes to go.
So less than 7 minutes to go here, and the neat thing about this game tonight is our instant replays that you see right now are being played back on the scoreboard up here.
The live stadium feed here. Excellent work by our cameraman tonight and our replay guys in the truck. And all of our producers bringing you the great shots here tonight from a very exciting soccer game between number 1 Madeira and number 2 Indian Hill, because I got the wrong sport on my mind.
The temperature is just about right for what you're saying right now. The month's right, but we're still playing soccer.
Maddie with it, plays along the near side. Madeira trying to settle it down with Self. Self able to boot it into the zone, plays it to Jessica Glass. Glass has it played, but right there's Maddie Slattery, and she's able to play it back in as we're under 6 minutes to go here. And the final overtime period is Cass Neiman now. Plays it along, but there's Liz Slattery trying to hold it in for Indian Hill and the Braves. Now with it is Balla. She plays along the far side to Brenda Moore. Brenda Moore trying to get the Indian Hills attack going to Jackson. Taylor Jackson puts the brakes on. She puts her right foot into it, trying to set it up. Oh, she had her streaking Liz Slattery, but Madeira was there to ruin another opportunity. Finally cleared out by the Luthman along the far side. Indian Hill trying to clear it into Jackson, but unable to do so. Jackson gets it back, and it's going to go on a throw in to Indian Hill. Looks like it might have been out on Indian Hill, but it wasn't. As they throw it in, Madeira quickly able to get her foot on as they look for Jessica Glass along the far side, but it's going to go up. And now playing, it's going to be a throw-in for Madeira along the far side. Throwing it in will be Jana Luthman, the junior defenseman. She throws it into Jessica Glass. Glass puts the brakes on Brenda Moore, but unable to get by her. Quickly now with it is Liz Danmeyer. Danmeyer plays along the far side. It's going to bounce out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Madeira once again as they look 4:53 to go to score that deciding goal.
Less than 5 minutes now.
Glass with it now. She puts her left foot into it, and that's going to be way wide. As Marksberry didn't even need to move out of the net with 4:35 to go. We're still scoreless.
Just a reminder, ICRC Friday night football and Saturday night football. It's going to be Mount Healthy and Kings at Mason High School on Friday night, and Roger Bacon and McNicholas on Saturday night, and those will be regional semifinal games in football.
As you saw the replay, that ball went harmlessly wide. Right back comes Indian Hills. They're trying to clear the zone. Trying, as you see the physicality picking up between Raymond there for Madeira. As Indian Hills are able to finally clear. Now it's Jackson along the far side. Nice, took a nice Indian Hill bounce straight to her. Trying to clear the defense, unable to do so. Nice defense along the far side. Give props, 12 hearts. The junior defenseman standing on the ground. Right back comes Madeira. That's Glass with it. Her and Brenda Moore, little arm pushing action. And that's going to go out. That's going to be a throw in to Madeira. Throwing it along the far side would be Morgan Cesar. And we're going to give that ball to Indian Hill. That's definitely was off of Indian Hill 17, Brenda Moore, but they're going to give the ball to Indian Hill with 3:22 remaining. That's kind of a big call, 3:20.
That is.
You got to throw in that close. A lot can happen. Now they're going to give it to Madeira. And I almost wanted the Indian Hill player said it didn't go off of me.
Oh,
as Marksberry comes out. And we talked about that throw, and it could have led to something, and it did. Now back with it comes Jenkinson. Jenkinson plays along the near side. Cass Neiman steps in from Madeira. Here comes Liz Slattery for Indian Hill. Liz with it. She leaves it for Flaska. Flaska has it poked away. Right back comes Madeira. Minyard with it. She plays it out to Richardson. Richardson to Jessica Glass. Glass, she's got her streak here. And it was Landry.
Landry, yeah, that was a nice pass, and it was just broken up at the last minute there by
who
Brenda
else?
Moore.
By Brenda Moore. Brenda Moore's been on the spot all night. We're 2.5 to go. Madeira player gets taken out. And we're going to get a free kick right there. Penalty. They're going to get it on Brenda Moore, this senior defender. As you're going to see here on the replay, and still down as Madeira players. You see, look right here. As Landgrebe had the chance. And that would be a huge, huge injury if Landgrebe is not able to come back, as she gets tripped up from behind. An easy call for the ref. But if they lose Landgrebe, that's a big score right there. You're talking 20 goals, 16 assists.
Yeah, and Landry is still down on the ground right now. And being looked at now, you see, nope, she's up.
As Jessica Glass will take the kick. Little Landry doesn't want to come out of this game.
No, not at this stage at 2:14 to go, but
especially being a senior, the senior forward. That's how it be last game. Glass kicks it in. Jumping out is Marksberry. And guess who was streaking toward the net? It was Landgrebe.
I'm not sure what Dan Brady wanted on. He was still on the field as the play started. wanted something from the officials, but
Jackson kicks it in for Indian Hill, but nobody's home, so it'll be scooped up by McCullough. 1:54 remaining. Looks like we're going to be heading for a shootout here in Princeton. High, beautiful kick by McCullough. Seems to be getting stronger as the game goes on. Indian Hill's trying to get him out. A final rush going, as is Madeira. Richardson with it for the Amazon. She gets taken out by Jenkinson. No call. Right back over to Liz Slattery. Slattery plays it up to Flaska. Flaska sets the ball down to herself. Looking for a stricken teammate. That's Susan Plunkett. Plunkett able to hold it in along the near side. She tries to get by Rachel Self. She centers it up, but nobody was home. Now there's a loose ball. Trying to hold it in as Liz Slattery. She's able to do so. Take it out of the play. We're going to get a whistle on Rachel Self, and that's going to be a free kick with 74 seconds to go. Indian Hill with a chance to steal one here at the end. And Madeira and Faithful not happy, but it was a good call. They'll place the ball. What would be just outside the box at about the 11.
Trainer working on Landry over here on the sideline right now.
Looks like we're just stretching her out. It is a cool evening. We'll see we're going to go to the replay, but let's go right back to live action. Maddie Slattery, her third chance to make the footprint on the program. She puts her right foot. It's a beautiful, but it's just high. She had the nice curve on it with 43 seconds to go.
Right
high and wide again.
So once again, McCullough, who is, as you said, has gotten stronger in her kicks here in the overtime. 30 seconds to go.
Low line driver this time as it's headed out by Madeira as they look for a final rush. Indian Hill looking for their final rush. 20 seconds to go. Jackson with it. Ball's bouncing around the neutral zone. 18 seconds to go and counting. Madeira, Indian Hill. Looks like we're going to go in the kicks, but maybe not. Here comes Cesar. 10 seconds to go. Try to get a final shot off. It's poked away by Detmeyer.
She's not going to get it off, so we are going to go to the penalty kick.
We're going to go to penalty kick. Number 1 Madeira. Number 2 Indian Hill. 40 minutes wasn't enough. Another 40 minutes wasn't enough. 30 minutes of overtime. Not enough. It's 115 minutes. Still no score. And that's what we expected between number 1 and number 2 tonight.
And I tell you what, Indian Hill keeps that streak alive with no goals scored in postseason.
This is going to, for either team, this is going to be a heck of a way to lose.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough way to lose.
But you have to think the winner of this game will be the favorite going into the Columbus Crew Stadium on Saturday.
I would think so. I would think it would be. So, well, once again, we urge people to go to chlsports.com to see all the information on this game, all the other sporting events we have. We're kind of winding down the fall season. Going to be ramping up the winter season here in a few weeks. We've got a few special things we're going to be doing on the website here in November. Tell you a little bit more about the website and about the people behind it. So we urge you to come to it. We had a great month in October. We had 123,000 visits in October.
Half of those were me.
Yeah, there you go. The other half was me. So there. Now, if you put it in perspective, our first year, which was 5 years ago, we had 161,000 in the first year. So 123,000 in 1 month. We have come a long way here, and we appreciate all the support. So also we appreciate our advertisers who are helping us out on the website too. So we are going to penalty kicks here.
And right before we do, let's get you that replay schedule real quick. That replay schedule, of course, is going to start Thursday the 11th at 1 p.m. on Channel 4. Also Thursday the 11th at 10:30 on Channel 17. Friday the 12th at 9 p.m. on Channel 4. Saturday the 13th at 9 p.m. on Channel 17. Definitely a game that you're going to want to watch over and over again, especially if you don't have the DVR. Also, you can go to icrctv.com and catch the replays of any of the ICRC sports games that we cover. Also, I'd like to give our cast and crew a big shout out here. Of course, executive producers, the T-Bone, Tim Newman, producers Denny Dupps, and our other producer, director, and replay man is Matt the Boilermaker Ackley. On the cameras, Adam Francisco, Paolo Soro, Catherine Murphy, Katina Calamari, Jack Schaub, Maggie Foley, Leela Foley, and on graphics, Jacob Lodgman. And the man to my left is the SID for the CHL. His name is Bill Bretson. My name is Rob Roberts. And here we go. Penalty kicks to decide it. Of course, if there's no winner at the end of 5, then it's a true sudden death.
Wow. What can I say? This is exactly, I think, what everybody expected here tonight between the two top teams in the state of Ohio in Division II soccer. And the CHL, as we said at the top of the broadcast tonight, is about ready to send the 4th straight year a CHL team to the final championship game. Madeira was there in 2007 and 8, and Wyoming there in 2009. No winner. Actually, the last time a soccer team won in the CHL was Madeira boys back about 6 years ago.
Of course, if you make the game on Saturday, 10 a.m. at Columbus Crew Stadium. Nice facilities there for the MLS Columbus Crew, who religious have some of the best fans in the MLS there in Columbus, as they have a very good following and a nice stadium there, as we're just moments away from penalty kicks to decide who will play in the state championship game on Saturday. Will it be number 1 Madeira? Will it be number 2 Indian Hill? We're just moments away from finding out here at Mancuso Stadium, at Mancuso Field at Viking Stadium here on the campus of Princeton High School.
They're determining out here now. The officials are going over at the players.
But you have to wonder for on the Indian Hill side, Maddie Slattery came up, Liz Slattery came up, getting a lot of little dinks and bumps. Maddie Palmer, we talked about, came up a little. You have to wonder, is that going to affect going forward here for the Braves?
Yep.
As they finish up the final discussions at midfield, so we can get underway. And we can get you a winner. Hope you're enjoying tonight's action here on ICRC's coverage of the Ohio State Soccer playoffs here from Princeton, and a game that was originally scheduled to be a lot farther away, but smarter minds prevailed, and they moved the game at the last second here to Princeton. And I also like to give special thanks to Scott Kaufman, the Princeton Athletic Director, Jill Bruder, the Indian Hill AD, Denny Dupps, the Indian Hill Media Director, the Madeira Amazon's players and coaches, Indian Hill Braves players and coaches, Princeton High School, the city of Sharonville, Indian Hill Exempted Village Schools, and the village of Indian Hill. As we're still finishing up on which people are going to be kicking on which side. Very good turnout here for the semifinal game. You have to wonder, if this game was played somewhere else, would you have had such the good atmosphere that we had here tonight?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? I'm just wondering, I guess there was no homework given today at either school. So if there was, there will be no homework done tonight. There might not be any
homework tomorrow for the winning team, as they might be riding high on cloud 9. As you see each team come out. As you see both goalies making a march down to the east end of the stadium.
That's where we're going to be doing this. So
actually, the west end of the stadium.
So we've been out here 2.5 hours now, and we're going to come down to basically 10 kicks here.
And if not, we'll have a true sudden death that determines. You see both teams come out, and while neither team really wants to lose, I mean, it's one of those things you say, I played in possibly one of the greatest state semifinal games ever.
Right.
Win or lose. I mean, you always want to win, but to at least say that you were a part of this, it still means something. And while the hurt will be more fresh as the time goes on, you'll learn to appreciate what you were a part of later down the road.
Well, especially to this Indian Hill team that's 18-0-3 coming into this game. They have set records this year for wins, for goals scored, and for goals given up.
Madeira's been the thorn in that side.
Exactly. In the as we said, Madeira senior, 74 wins for that senior class. That's amazing.
That's a lot of wins for the seniors.
Our first girl stepping up here is Katie Landry.
I wonder if they're saving Landgrave and Glass for last.
Well, Landry is going to take the first shot at it. Let's see what happens.
Can Marksberry step up for Indian Hill? We're about to find out. She puts her right foot into it. And it's 1-0. Madeira, as we're going to see the replay here.
And that really wasn't a... And she just kind of glided that in. I don't know if she was trying to fake her to the left or what, but it glided her right by on the right side.
You'll see Maddie Slattery, number 4, the junior midfielder for Indian Hill. Can she match it? 1-0 on kicks. Madeira, the number 1 team in the state of Ohio. Here comes Slattery. She's going to put her right foot into it. And it's good. We're tied at 1. Slattery, the junior, stepped up. You're going to see it here. She went high into the right and just got it inside the bar. We're tied at 1 on kicks, as now Jessica Glass, the senior midfielder, will run out there to take her chance for Madeira. She's part of that 74-win senior class that we just talked about.
Glass coming in. She's had 7 goals, 10 assists coming into this game. 3rd on the team in goals. 4th on the team in goals.
Glass, she puts her left foot into it, and she gets it just under the bar. 2-1 Amazons. You're going to see it here. She just got it under. She did that little pooch kick.
That's interesting. The tactic that she took compared to Landry. Landry kept it on the ground the whole time, and she just pooch kicked that one and make it 2-1.
Good touch there for Glass. She's had a heck of a game tonight. As now it'll be Liz Slattery putting her right foot in, Brenda Moore. And off the bar! That was a huge miss, as we just have 3 kickers to go. You're going to see it here. Actually, that was Liz Slattery as it goes off the bar. As you see McCullough pumping her fist, the Madeira faithful enjoying it. They have a 2-1 lead. As you see Morgan Cesar, the senior midfielder, coming out. And you're seeing a common theme here with Madeira, senior, taking
Absolutely.
these kicks.
And this is a young lady who's had the most goals in the postseason for Madeira.
Can she make it?
This is
3
a
for
big
3.
one right now.
Morgan puts her foot into it.
And
got it!
Did it.
3-1. Now you're Indian Hill. You have to score here. As you go to see the replay, Morgan goes to the left side, and all the last 2 that have gone that low, they've gone low and right on Marksberry.
And not particularly fast kicks in there either, so. Big goal here, and a goal opportunity now.
Looks to be Maddie Palmer. She puts it in there. She got it. That was huge. Maddie Palmer cuts that 3-2, but they need Marksberry to stand up as Maddie Palmer put that one on the right side. And you need Marksberry to come up with a big save here. If Indian Hill wants a chance, they score here, it's over.
Casey Minyard is the one they're going to put the ball on the foot here with this young lady, Minyard.
Sorry, correction. They would have to score both to win out. Indian Hill scores, so correction on that.
3-2, but this would be a big goal here if they can get it.
Minyard, the senior, puts her right foot into it.
And she got it.
4-2. Here it is. Indian Hill has to score this goal.
2 up, 2 down here as far as the goals go. Look at the Minyard when you see the replay on her.
Minyard got a big one. They've scored on all 4. Indian Hill has to score here. It's that simple, or Madeira is going to Columbus on Saturday. As you see it here, just out of the reach of Marksberry. They've hit on all 4. Big time opportunity here for Katie Blazik, the senior midfielder. Number 18 lines up the ball, waiting for the whistle from our referee. Here we go. This is it. She puts her right foot into it. She scores! She holds it on 4-3.
4-3, but this Madeira is going to be it.
Makes it here. They win. They miss. Indian Hill will have a chance to tie. It's all going to come down to just 1 kick. It's going to come off the senior captain, Leah Ramey, as you see the replay of the kick. But this is it. Your senior captain, your 5th kicker, she scores. You play on Saturday. She misses. Indian Hill gets a chance to push us to a sudden death.
5 seniors. Leah Ramey. It's going to come down to this kick.
One of the biggest kicks in her life. She puts her foot into it, and she got it!
And
the Amazon are going to advance to play on Saturday at Columbus Crew Stadium. And here come the Madeira students as they storm the field. Madeira wins on kicks 5-3. The Amazon get past number 2 Indian Hill and will play for the championship on Saturday.
They will be playing Shaker Heights. Hathaway Brown, who is going to make their second trip in the state trip. And of course, last year we said at the beginning of the broadcast, they actually won the game against Bexley 2-1. Then they found out later they had an ineligible player on the Shaker Heights team. They gave the crown to Bexley. Shaker Heights was state runner-up, but Shaker Heights has won the state championship 2 different times in 04 and 07, and this will be the first time for Madeira to be in the state championship game. They were in the state Final Four in 2007, 2008. They lost in the state semifinals, and they lost to Baden and Fenwick. And for Indian Hill, wow, what a season for Amy Dunlap and her team. They finished 18-1-3. Nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, what a year, a record-breaking year for Indian Hill, and congratulations to them.
For one thing, Indian Hill, they only graduate 8 seniors. So when you look at that roster coming back, you're bringing about 14 underclassmen off of that roster back. You lose your goalkeeper in Katie Marksberry, but you have to like the future of Indian Hill. A lot of freshmen and sophomores played here tonight.
The seniors stepped it up for Madeira, as they have done for 4 years now, and all seniors in there on those penalty kicks tonight, Rob, and they stepped it up there with 5 making all 5 kicks. They were 5 for 5.
The CHL will be represented for the 4th straight year in Columbus on Saturday. But before we get you out of here, let's get you that replay schedule one more time. Of course, it starts Thursday the 11th at 1 p.m. on Channel 4. Thursday also the 11th at 10:30 on Channel 17. Friday the 12th at 9 p.m. on Channel 4. Saturday the 13th, 9 p.m. on Channel 17. For Tim the T-Bone Newman, for producers Denny Dupps, Matt Ackley, who's also our producer, director, and replay man. On the course on the cameras tonight, we had Adam Francisco, Paolo Soro, Catherine Murphy, Katina Calamari, Jack Schaub, Maggie Foley, and Leela Foley. And graphics, we had Jacob Lodgman. Good working with you tonight for Bill Bretz, the SID of the CHL. My name is Rob Roberts. Once again on penalty kicks, Madeira, number 1, knocks off number 2, Indian Hill, 5-3, and will play for the state championship on Saturday at 10 a.m. at Columbus Crew Stadium. For everybody here, until next time, my name is Rob Roberts. Good night, everybody.